Hello, and welcome to the circus. Today's going to be a special episode. I'm not sure how much, hopefully, we'll eventually get to some sewing, but we are going to learn what's in our presser feet collections because I have some interesting things. Most of which I think I figured out how to use them, or what they're not how to use them necessarily, what their job intended purpose is. Except I do have some pieces that I don't know how to use them. So we might accidentally learn something today. I'm sorry, but no medical, legal, financial. There's no advice here generally. Hello.
Hi,
Oh my
everybody.
God. Hey, Allie. Hey, Butterfly. Oh,
Hi,
doohickeys and
Jennifer
whatnots.
Head.
Yes, hello, Jen. Oh my goodness. We have a
Yay.
full house today. And I keep forgetting I've got a new mouse that's like big and not my touchpad. Hey, Skits.
Hey, kids. Do you know, I couldn't decide what to pull out. I have so much stuff, and I completely forgot that I have a collection of tons of instructions. Like,
Yep.
tons. And these are gold. These are
Yes.
absolute gold.
I know,
And I
because it's hard
love
to go through the PDF sometimes.
it is. Hey, Kilroy.
Hey.
I love these because they're in plain English or
Yes.
French.
Fair. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So in my collection of new to me presser feet, I basically have the same things times 3 with the paper rotary box, my white puzzle box. Hopefully nothing falls out. So she's a special treat. And then this dish that goes for my Eldridge, which Ellie learned to me that they look similar, but the Eldridge feet don't fit on the white, even though they were made by the same greased company. They're just like a few millimeters off.
Okay,
I
have a legitimate question. Oh, these were 2 pieces, but still, what is this? I have no idea. And it has a button on it that I could push.
Okay, that almost looks like the pin tucker, but you would be missing parts, or it is. You have the piece that I need to make something work. So I have 2 different shapes. Oh no, here's my camera. You're focusing just fine. That's like the pressy part for the quilting attachment, but I don't have the part. It's supposed to like slide into something that attaches onto the needle bar and moves, but I don't have that piece of it. Yeah, Ellie says it looks like a tucker too.
I have is this a ruffler?
It is. Ooh. Oh, you've got so many adjustments. You've got like one of the Cadillac rufflers. Mine.
It's so funny that you would say that because that's the box it came out of. Good eye.
Yeah. Good night, folks. The show's
eye.
over. We reached our peak early.
You know what's so funny? A lot of this just is so complicated. Like, I'm not a button guy. Anyone knows I sew buttons by hand.
Right. I'm just too scared to mostly sew buttons.
It drives me crazy. It just the whole process of it drives me crazy. I've been looking. I need to find out what year that this decrepit book is from. But I need to do some more research.
Yes. Which box did you go from?
But I want to say hello to everybody before we get too far. Hi. Hello.
Singer had a ruffler that would do 1, 2, or 12 stitches, I think it is. I know that those ones are fancier. Mine are simple. You can adjust it a little bit from this knobby up at the top.
I love your camera angle. I
worked very hard to get nice because I'm like, the feet are the main attraction of the show today. But these two are they're They run the same way. One's just working a little bit nicer. The mechanics are a little bit different, but they're
Weird.
basically a spring that it goes in it.
Your thing's not reading my CCTV camera.
That's true. Oh
That's cool.
no.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I have to be gentle. Be careful with your ruffling feet. They're delicate and prone to problems. Or mine are.
It's a mess in here. I like Butterfly said, I absolutely love treasure boxes. I buy these at the swap meet. I will see
Yep.
these. I'm addicted to buying these stupid things. It's a bad habit.
No, it's not, because if we don't scoop these up and keep them with the machines, they might get lost. And
You know what's so funny? I bought this box of cams not knowing it was a box of cams. This came and I was like, oh, it says singer, yay.
yep.
And like it's a box of cans. Hey, Waternay.
Hey. Welcome to the show. Okay, what's next on my... Oh, right. Here's a piece for one of my ruffler feet. We won't talk about that.
I live for these bags. I live for these bags that have the mini screwdrivers in them.
Oh, yes. I should see. Okay, Kilroy, just be glad you can actually find stuff like that at a swap meet fair. Swap meets here are usually filled with broken junk. For sure. So, okay, this piece. I know that this is a fancy thing for attaching lace and trims onto another fabric. My issue is I know that somehow something is supposed to slip under the plate here and it's supposed to lay flat. But I either can't close my bobbin cover thing, or it lays... I don't understand how to set this up. Sometimes in the set there can be aftermarket or add-on premium attachments. One attachment to get is that Singer Penguin walking foot. I've never heard of such a thing. Shearing plate as well. Okay, but so like I'm guessing that this is the top where the needle sits, so it has to lay this way. But it's supposed to fit a screw here, and I don't know how to make this work.
Practice, and remember that machine is steel.
Right, I'm gonna break the foot before I break the machine. Does it sit in here like this?
Sometimes I'm really delicate with sewing machines, and I'm like, this is forged steel. What am I doing? Like, you have to remind yourself.
Okay. Thank you. I just needed like the emotional security of alien, everybody being here. Okay, so that piece just sits in there, and now it works. Okay, should be. Do I have
Penguin is on my unicorn list. I have a unicorn list of sewing machines, and because of Fred Sanford's sewing machine, I want a fiddle base now. I sold a fiddle base, and I'm mad at myself. I want one.
Should be.
Well, every time I sell a sewing machine for over $600 or $700, it justifies every sewing machine I bought in this room.
Right.
So when I get an antique, you'll probably never see it because I put it up immediately on the chopping block. But these are the attachments to my Bel Air. I know, I can tell just by looking at them. Is it my Bel Air? Yeah, it's my... I can't remember now. It's Grandma's old machine that came from Sears.
Wouldn't that be a Kenmore? Sears Kenmore?
They had... They sold Japanese clones at Sears forever.
Okay.
And they would sell them under American names. Like White is a Japanese company. White Rotary was an American company, but White was a Japanese company that said, oh, they'll buy a sewing machine if it says White on it.
Oh, funny. Oh, right. This is like the guy Morris who cloned stuff or whatever, or slept his name.
Oh, Morris. I love Morris. I love that story.
Okay. Should we take a break from feet? My mystery project that nobody's guessed yet we're making some headway.
I'm thinking, is that a wall piece?
No.
Are you a trapper for Muppets?
That's a good idea. But no.
I washed a shawl. It exploded in my dryer, and I was like, it looks like I did something awful to a Muppet in here. It looks awful. I actually conquered my fear of side pockets on a coat.
Oh, good. I'm sure this is slated for a different project, but I'll rip it off later. So, of course, I don't have my scrap lace next to me.
Before we start fights, this is red. I know it looks orange, but this is red.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Sometimes I think I'm colorblind. I legitimately think I'm colorblind.
Well, it
And
happens.
but I've conquered, let me put it on. I conquered side pockets. I'm so proud of myself.
Jen, be quiet. I know that you know what I. Okay, there's a handful of people in the world who know what my secret project is. Yay, no more side pocket fear. Oh, that is
I
nice.
lined the inside so you can't even see the pocket.
Right?
I did it. I actually did it professional this time. But I copied my trench coat. I haven't even finished lining it. I was so excited that I got the side pocket.
Okay. Oh, we're being funny. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to stir the pot and say that's orange and you're a liar. And the fighting and let the arguing commence in the chat.
Let me get a swatch of the material. Let me get a swatch. It's my lighting. I'm actually 5 shades darker. It's my lighting. What color is that?
That looks like burnt orange, dark red.
Okay, let me get the. I lined it with red. I lined it with red on purpose. Are we doing that dress thing? Thank you, Butterfly. Do you remember that dress where people were like, "Is it gold? Is it blue?" I was like, I'm colorblind. I've lost my brains. I have no idea what you're talking about. But this is red.
Fair.
Or maybe I'm just trying to convince myself.
Right. It's okay. You can tell yourself whatever color stories that you'd like. It's okay.
I'm addicted to the 1970s couch cushion look. I think it's because I grew up around really tacky people.
Yeah. Oh my God. You would have loved. I went to a new to me fabric store called the Fabric Collective yesterday, and I might have bought some stuff. And some of the prices were really good. Some stuff I got talked into this. I think I have 2.5 yards of this purple. It's 100% linen. It was $35. They had some linen that was $35 a yard, and I was like, oh yeah, no, not today.
I don't. That's out of my ballpark. I've never paid that much for fabric, unless I would do that if I was on a show.
Right. I know. I get this for $3 in the $3 bucket. Also lavender. I guess I felt like I needed more material to make corsets out of, because this is what I would use that for.
Ooh, I like that. It looks orange. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't know what this is.
No, I knew I was going to get a hosed. I knew I was going to get a hosed for this because to me it's red, but maybe I am colorblind and I'm just lying to myself.
Oh, I think I want some more circle skirts or tops for outfits for the summer.
That's awesome.
Let's see here what else. We just got a couple more. I know this is not the feet portion of the show. This random print that is so funny because it's got at the top here, like the dress that you should have thought you were going to make with it.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that print.
I know. A piece of lace, because who doesn't want lace for $3?
Maybe I am colorblind. That would explain why I'm so obsessed with certain colors.
Right. Green. Yes, the $3 bucket makes me miss Joann's. The one in my area closed down, and now I have to drive an hour to get to the nearest one. That is terrible. This is some like silky, synthetic-y stuff. Some orange brocade. This is super cute with this orange roses on it.
That's beautiful. I love you know what, it looks like 2 different colors on your camera. That's so funny.
It is a little bit. the flowers are a little bit lighter.
That's awesome.
It's not picking up the details too good. This greeny and gray one.
I like that.
I know, I'm thinking of like a 5-door skirt and a coat. Oh, not a full coat, a vesty thing. And then this was in the free box. This is also going to be a waistcoat.
You couldn't have a free box where I live. You couldn't. I'm so jealous. You could not have a free box.
I know, if I'd known, I was like, oh, I would have just brought a giant bag and just emptied out the free bin and walked out because I'm cheap. It's like, no, you should buy some things. Yeah. Oh, love the fabric. Let's see here. The print was interesting. Would you hold it up again so I can get a good look? The orange one or the green one? Let me pull both. So here's the orange. I'm trying to see it. Oh, now we're focusing a little bit better. So it's got these rose motifs on there. It's like a fake brocade. Was that panel of a piece to
That's awesome. I love
this. The brown one was the free one that I showed with the flowers, and then there's this one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's absolutely a score. That stuff, you would never have that around here because they're such capitalists.
Yeah, there was so many bolts. They've got leather now. They had linen. They had a whole wall of like upholstery things that all I could think of was weird clothing from the 70s, and then they had a material that I made my split riding pant skirt out of. They had 2 rolls of that. I was like, oh, somebody bought it there, didn't use it, dropped it off at the Goodwill, and then it came home, and I was like, oh, if I need to make anything, if I decide to make any other accessories for that, I know where I can still get some fabric. It's not what you have is what you have.
That's crazy. I never score like that.
Ooh, Waternay found a whole pile in the fabric store sale going to make some summer shirts and pants. I know that I had to step away from fabricstore.com. I was just going to like blow way too much of a budget. We are a bunch of proud communists in this town.
I've been there, Jennifer Head. I've been there. Matter of fact, I actually
the waistcoat with. Thank you. Me too.
I took a picture somewhere between Phoenix and whatever town that is, the major town. There was a thrift store out in the woods, and I took a picture of a sewing machine because I was shocked that they had a antique Singer for less than $100. Because you know where I live.
Yeah, things are not that cheap.
I'm still stocking that machine that's in the valley by my house. That's gone from 500. If it's less than $100 when I go next time, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Yeah,
but it won't be there. See, that's what happens to me most of the time. And they're doing, when someone buys it, they're doing me a favor.
Right, because it's not coming home to your house.
I stopped myself from, I was gonna buy a stand-up mirror, and I was like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, William, you have many mirrors already. I'm like looking at 3 right now.
Right, you don't need another one. I kind of agree, Kilroy. I do like to like fondle my fabrics to make sure that the color is right and that the feel, the hand is what I really am looking for.
I wander around the fabric section touching everything. It's sensory overload for me.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, should we play for a second? Here's my narrowest rolled hem foot, and then I've got the full collection up to the super big boy. These rolled hem feet, I love them. I love them. Why iron hems when I can just use that foot? A swatch isn't enough. And they do returns and swatches. That is good to know because I do like recommendations from certain things.
You know what's funny? At the Kohl's by my house, no one shops at the Kohl's. They just go there for the Amazon returns. The Amazon return line will be like literally coming out into the Kohl's store.
Oh, goodness.
And no one's shopping. So I know Amazon's good for the returns.
Right.
But I haven't been ripped off or purchased something that's a dud in a long time. In a
Yeah.
very, very long time. Let's see, what else do I am addicted to these. And especially like when this came with the Canadian machine. Now that I remember,
Mm-hmm.
whoever had this was extremely nice and polite. I know that's a
Right.
stereotype about Canadians,
Right.
but it
Because I
came with
just saw
everything.
yesterday somebody at the protest was told if they could politely fuck off, if you could kindly fuck off. I was like, oh, Canadians are so nice.
That is true. Around here, they just tell you to kick rocks, kick
Right.
rocks
Right.
immediately.
Yeah, I didn't know they took Amazon returns at Kohl's either. That's new to me.
Oh heck yeah! The one with my house, they have a Amazon return.
Awesome. I do find I've been scared about this tiniest rolled hem foot. Usually I do like the quarter inch eighth, the one that's a little bit bigger, not the hugest one. I know, because you gotta like wrap it around.
This box has been beaten up and put back together a few times. The tape
Oh
on
yeah.
here is probably older than I am. But I have Singer versions of these ruffler. Is this a ruffler? I have white versions.
Yep, that's a different ruffler. Yep.
And it's really funny how certain attachments, okay. I don't know what this, well, I kind of have, no, what is this?
Is that that looks like a different style tucking foot would be my guess, but Allie will correct us shortly, I'm sure. That's what it is, remnant, like just a different shape. But
Okay. What is this contraption?
oh, that is the bias binding foot. You need the directions are different. They say to either cut the strips need to be either 7/8 or 15/16. So that's a different version. Yep. So you get your bias tape through the hole here. I find if I cut it as a point and then take a pin and work it up.
A bias binder. Oh, I'm going to come back and watch all of this over and write all this down. I love these streams.
Right. I was like, let's share some knowledge and collect stuff. But
I'm a
that's what I
sewist.
used on my trapeze boots. It took a beating and kept on ticking.
Really?
Two of them. But yeah, why iron all that bias tape? You just need to cut the strips and feed it in there, and it does everything and makes it look beautiful.
It does
It
drive me
saves like a
crazy.
gazillion steps. And did I tell you? I hate ironing or
Oh,
pressing.
same. The funny thing is, like I'm like, oh, that's a whirly gig. That's a whatchamacallit. I don't even know what half of these things are called. I've been sewing my entire life. Don't know the name of any of them.
Oh my god. I had a seller thoroughly tape closed all the accessory boxes with packing tape directly on the antique box things. I was so perplexed. I couldn't even riot. Oh yeah, I kind of understand like wanting to keep the pieces in there, but you could just use a rubber band or
I
put it in
was
a plastic dish.
I was about to say I remember
I,
band.
I, I know, Ellie, you do like to press fabric. I knew I was gonna get it again. I like nice pressed seams. If I don't have to do it for hemming, then...
And I love these. This is literally just bits and bobs that came. This was inside of a sewing machine I purchased.
Oh my goodness.
And the prescription bottle in here is from before I was born.
Oh, this little hem foot is nice. Oh,
But
okay.
I
I'm
will
addicted
not
to these
dox.
hem feet.
I will not dox Herman.
Okay, right. Well, assuming Herman's even alive,
Yeah, I'm
but
about to say
his
Herman
family
probably.
might not want his information being out there. That's not HIPAA compliant.
But I'm the crazy person who will see this and like, oh, this is worth value to me. Let me take this.
Oh, let's see here. Killer
I
Ray, I'm not
live
gonna
for
lie.
these.
More buttonholers
I live for these bags.
because I've had some awful experience with UPS and FedEx. Oh, what an
Same.
they
Same.
wrapped them in plastic bags, taped them closed as well. What that? Yeah, that was a little bit overkill, I would say.
I really don't order. I'm oddly portioned. I have a giant foot, so when it comes to certain things, I have to like see them and touch them. So there's certain things that I have never ordered from Amazon, but there's
Yeah,
certain things that I have.
I am not a fan of buying shoes online.
No, I wear boots. I have to like go in and sit down and like walk around. It was great meeting you, Jennifer.
Have fun, honey. Oh, where's my other scroll not working?
That you're totally reminding me. I've freed my toolbox. I've been slowly cleaning it because I have rollaways with all my accessories, and I was looking for the foot for my touch and sew, but I think it's the one model I don't have the cord for.
Oh, funny. As if that is even possible.
I'm sure, like, no, that's what I keep on saying to myself. Like, how come the others touch and sew with the same cord worked? So it's in this room somewhere. I just
Right. Oh, Allie says they don't think we can dox people with glass pill jars when the pharmacy phone number is a 4-digit. Yes, true.
true.
Oh no, you could do that, Kilroy, but put them in a paper or bag first. All right. Okay. I was gonna try to wait a little bit longer, but I can't. I
Dun, dun, dun,
is this
dun.
gonna be in the frame? So I went to this fabric store yesterday, and I was talking about old sewing machines, and this woman was like, "I know this lady who has a treadle machine." I was like, "Same family owned it. Like, it's got nice provenance." Well, needless to say, can I stretch my weight over here? Is this even gonna work? It's not a treadle machine. It's electric. A 1938 Queen. Is it the Queen Anne?
1938 what?
I think it's a 201 with the Queen Anne
But
feet.
what
Oh,
company makes it?
it's a stinking singer, and I told myself yesterday I
Welcome,
refused to get a
welcome,
singer, but the
welcome to
price
the
was
fleet.
free, and it came with the original bench.
That bench is. I'm so jealous.
With some attachments.
I'm so jealous of your bench. That bench is so dank. I am so jealous.
And we have, oh god, needles.
I'm surprised I kept my mouth shut this long.
I know, me
You're
too.
part of the fleet now. You have an antique singer. You officially are a sewing machine
Right. Well,
collector.
we'll show. I've got bobbins. I think I got a bobbin for my rotary in this box that I was not expecting.
I love that.
She does not go to this sewing machine.
Is it a 201?
I think so. I haven't even looked it up. I've got some original Singer light bulbs.
Ooh.
Some of the motor grease that's unopened in the original pack.
I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that.
And a box of pieces.
Ooh, but the box says singer. That's awesome.
It does say Singer, so I've got a very modern version of the tucking foot.
Ooh.
And some zipper feet.
Oh, these are like the best moments when you go through all the stuff.
I know. I'm like, I was gonna wait and do it all live for the first time today, but I couldn't help myself yesterday. I was like, I need to just look and see what I have.
What do you know what the serial on it says?
No, let me see if I can.
Because like right underneath at the bottom right front, there should be the identifier. Especially with the singer, the plate, it's literally plated it. Well, not plated in. It's a part of the machine.
Oh, right. Where's my phone that I can take a picture of?
I literally run serial numbers in the parking lot. When I get a machine, I'm like, oh, I hope I get reception here. Shot out to the United States Postal Service working on a Sunday. Good for you
Whoa.
guys. I only really see those guys around Christmas on Sundays.
No, I can't. I know it must be right here, but I don't see it. So I thought it was on the gold plate, or is it underneath the machine?
No, it should be right on top of the machine. It's like right underneath the base of the machine on the right in the front.
Yeah. It's. Mm. I don't see it right now,
It's okay.
but we'll figure it out. I can't play with my other stuff. Let me put her back for right now because I've got one too many sewing machines out here.
One of us. One of us.
Yeah, well, they suckered me with the best price that it was free. It was free. It cost me $0. I had to drive over there and take it down the stairs. And the woman is a quilter now. She said like all her clothes as a little kid were sewn on this machine. Her wedding dress was sewn on this machine.
Wow.
And she just wanted it to go to a good home where it was going to be loved and appreciated. And I was like, I think I can do that for you. Can I drag it under the hula hoops? We can tell you what it is. Yes, let me unhook from my earbud and I'll drag this machine over.
I'm like that with a lot of antiques, Kilroy. There are certain things that I see and I'm like, this looks really important, but I have no idea what it is. And one day I'm going to pull out my typewriter so you can tell me what kind of typewriter I have. Well, the non-IBM, the IBM one, I know exactly. That is an awesome history, Waternay. That is an awesome history.
Here, you want to help me?
See, I love especially the antique sewing machines. I want to know every single person who touched that machine, like in a hardcore nosy way. I want to know every person. Furniture.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look how well kept that table is. Oh. If you look under the gold plate, directly in the bottom, there should be a cereal. Oh, Queen Anne cabinet. It's in the Queen Anne cabinet.
Yes.
So if you so you see where that gold plate is? If you look directly below it, there should be like serial numbers like on the machine.
Yeah, I've got the one that doesn't have that.
I have a machine like that. That's the 1930s machine.
But she bought it in 1938, and the only funny to me because I've never used one is it's got a knee lever instead of a foot press. No, there really is no. It's supposed to be like right here, and it's not there. I know where it's supposed to be. Yeah.
I have a question for the chat because Phoenix and I were discussing this earlier. Do you guys like what is it, the knee? What do you call it? The knee?
Yeah,
presser?
the knee bar, the knee pedal instead of the foot press.
I'm too tall for certain tables.
A Singer 101, she would have bought it used. It will be underneath. Okay, let me.
Oh, that's so funny. Looking at those huge cabinets make me glad my machine is a tabletop one.
I know.
every single that's why people like when I try to tell people how big this room I'm sitting in, because I have massive amounts of tables in here. It's furniture. Even the blind stitcher, I could literally sit on that table and my legs are dangling.
Right. I
It's
know.
furniture.
It is. It's got its own bench that comes with it. It's so.
Oh, that's so. I think either my father or my grandmother had a bench like that. I can't remember. One of them. And oh, that's so awesome.
Don't touch it
The
too
serial
much.
number is under the side of the hand wheel side on a bevel. Oh, that's so funny, Butterfly. I was the exact opposite. I learned just the using a foot, and so
Oh,
whenever I see the knee bar, it's just awkward to me. Sewing, it reminds me of nollying, like on a skateboard when you're sewing with your knee.
6, 9,
One of
6.
these days, I'm gonna have to suck it up and suck it up when I get the industrial I want. I'm in the same boat, Gilroy.
Is the 68999? There's a little thing right here with a number, but I don't know.
68999
No, David, it's.
to Twitter. To Twitter. Singer
Don't touch it. This stuff.
6899.
Yeah. You're. Oh, now you've really gone and jacked it up. You should just leave it alone.
Oh,
Leave it
yikes!
right there.
Christian rock. Yikes! It's almost as bad as Christian rap.
Okay, no.
There's a
Why
lot
did
of
you do?
people.
No, I have no cam, David. It's not working.
6899. I haven't set up my knee bar machine yet. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just an awkward human being. It's weird to me. And I have a giant foot, so it's just easy to push down on the machine. I'm 6'3", so that knee bar would probably be mid upper thigh for me. At 5'9", I'm too tall for certain tables. So I am not a fan or an ankle exactly, Kilroy. I'm not a fan either. I am not a fan whatsoever at all.
All right. Well, we had the pretty camera, and then people started touching it.
It's okay. It wouldn't be YouTube if it wasn't for technical snafus.
I know.
It wouldn't be a stream if it wasn't for technical snafus.
I have to tilt it back.
Excuse me. I often think about that.
Okay. AD4181990.
AD4
18190. Thank you. Right, you could pick a lower chair. I need to get one that's a little.
Someone's selling one of those for $600.
Yeah, my mom saw one with the stool table for $375. So I don't know. I plugged her and she works. I just don't know how to thread her, or I threaded her wrong and made a yarn snarl.
I love the Tony Awards. Because they give you a snippet of all the Broadway shows. I love the Tonys.
Sweet, 1930 to 1935. I'll take it. I mean, I already did take it.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. That's such a score.
Ready to hang out, not the Tony Awards. Good. Yeah. I think it's overheated right now. We'll see if I can turn it back on again in a second.
I am such a mess of accessories. I have so much stuff in here. I got all excited when I freed my toolbox, not realizing why I buried it in the first place.
Right.
Well, all my like semi-useless microphone. Well, they're like I went through this microphone midlife crisis, and then last night someone asked me. They were shocked. They're like, "What kind of microphone do you have?" I'm like, "I don't know. It works."
I know. That's wow. Singers. Let's see here. Allie says it's a 10113 maybe. From 30 to 35, Singer's first electric only model never was a hand crank or a treadle. I was noticing that because the light mount is like cast into the whole body of the machine. Like it's definitely not a separate piece. Wow, this lady, I scored. I scored big time yesterday. You don't have a midlife crisis. You just wanted to buy more junk off Amazon. Good job calling about it.
I'm trying to face my addictions head on. I know, like recently, instead of buying certain machines, I just take a picture of them and I'll send it to Phoenix and Skits.
And then we're like, yeah, no, not today, kid.
And last week I had my son with me, so he stopped me from spending $100 on a broken machine.
Yep. Good plan.
The problem is that people don't know what they have. And
No,
so
not generally. Yeah, not where you are. People are trying to upsell stuff that's crap, or just that needs so much work to make it running again.
but like we always say, they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't get away with it.
Fair.
Like so
Because the people who are going to upsell it, take out the sewing machine and repurpose it as a shabby chic table,
Yep.
are going to make 3 times what they're going to buy it for 100 and can resell it for 6.
I still want to know who paid $200 for a Kenmore table. I still want to know. I want to see that person's face and be like, "You paid $200 for a machine that I've paid like $10 for."
Right. Okay, here's the I don't love this as much. This came in the Singer box, and I don't know what this guy does. It's like flat.
It looks like a blade. Is it? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I was like, maybe it's I don't know.
Alibaba, it was just a classic old Sears Kenmore table, and it looked like the table was painted. This particular store I go to, they must have fanatics that buy their stuff because they'll start sewing machines off at $500, $600. Phoenix has gone through the journey with me and Skits, the journey with me in that one sewing machine for the past month. I've been stalking it.
Right.
They need to put some meat on the bone, and I'll buy it. They know I'm the only scrub that's gonna buy it. The other problem.
That's funny. It even came with a note. It says 1930 Singer. To operate rather than a foot pedal, there's a metal bar that slides down from the machine to operate. Oh no, but I can't slide it down lower to make for my short legs.
We have that problem in typewriters too. Hipsters with too much money buying $35 machines for $450. It's destroyed the industry as far as sewing machines go. It's destroyed the industry.
Okay. I'm huge in myself.
Oh, okay, see it now. Oh, that's cool. You can only see my eyes.
Right. It's like tool time.
I am like Wilson. Hold on, let me put my J above it. I bought a Singer industrial machine that supposedly for binding carpet edges. Haven't researched it, but I don't. But I had to use it. But I had to use power lift techniques to get it out of my mom's car. I need my glasses and into my garage.
That's a
Lift at
heavy
the knee.
machine.
Lift at the knee. I'm so curious now to see how heavy that was because the blind stitcher weighed 300 pounds. When I pulled up, my neighbors started walking in their house because I just looked like I needed help.
Oh, I might do something to the cushion. It's seen better days, but I haven't figured that out yet. The table's a little worse for wear, but that's a rotary braiding guide. I don't even know what these words like. I know what
What
these
is that?
words mean separately.
So curious now. I'm so curious. Ollie Baba, you need to write
The
the Holy
dictionary.
Bible of sewing machines.
Yes. Top braidering. Okay.
So something happened to me, and I'm gonna bring it up again tomorrow. But since you're all here, I'm gonna bring it up now.
Okay.
I was in the Goodwill minding my own business, and there was a group of young men that were standing in the book aisle. And I've been scoring on sewing books lately. I turned the corner, and there were too many people for my liking. And people kind of freak out on me. I wear all black, and I have my mask on. So I scared them with my cowboy hat, you know? So I turned around, and I heard this young man say to his friend, "Can you believe that computers actually had disk drives?" And they laughed. I felt like a dinosaur. I was like, I miss CD drives and computers. Are you kidding me? Some of the best days of my life were playing Doom and Wolfenstein.
Right.
Oh, it made me always lift at the knees.
All those books have been written. I'm sure. I know, but did you write one?
It depends. Like this book is written in plain English. Like I can understand this, you know. But there's like some of the older ones. I'm like, what are they talking about? Because
Right,
this
they assume some level of base knowledge that not everybody has anymore.
to remove the bulb, having turned the shade slightly, hold the Singer light socket with one hand and with the other hand press the bulb into the socket. And at the same time, turn the bulb over from the machine as far as it will go. Then withdraw the bulb. Those are a lot of words.
So that's telling you how to unscrew a light bulb.
But this is from a 1930s or 20s machine.
Yes, they had to learn people how to write that. We don't need that many words, but these folks didn't have light bulbs. They're coming out of gas.
Here we go. I didn't think it had the front page. Here's the front page.
Oh, nice. Oh, a 66.6. Okay. Oh, you got the devil's machine there. You've got the 666.
It wouldn't be godless sewing without the says. I was raised Roman Catholic. I am so immune to the 666. Like, it's not even funny.
Oh, Allie, they used to have tape decks and downloaded at 28 bytes per second. Right?
Oh, that made me so mad. Oh, I had to walk away. These kids, we suffer. We crawled so they could walk.
Seriously. Oh, WaterNet. I remember when Mom was considering splashing out on a computer with a 1 gig hard drive for her office. I know that used to be a lot. Kilroy still has floppy disks kicking around.
Yes. Me too, damn right. I still have Barb's Tale, the game. I still have it in the original package and everything.
Okay. Oh, let's see here. This one. Okay, so I know what this that you thread like twine in here and then it comes out. But then are you supposed to then use the fabric with the thread under it as like your piping detail, as a piping detail?
Oh, like yeah. And when it doesn't work, I don't believe in curses. That machine gives you problems. You know why? It is the same. You know, I never noticed that. Do you know the entire? I never noticed. Right. It's all like my dad used to always say, like voodoo isn't real unless you believe it. Like it's all up here. Like,
that's true about some stuff, but that's not. I might beg to differ on that one, but you don't have to fight about it.
No, I agree. I know what you're saying.
Let's right if the machine gives you problems. And Ellie, and 1 pixel was 1/2 inch square on a cathode ray tube. Oh my goodness. Let's see here, Kilroy. I remember when terabytes of storage were reserved for universities and government, and now they have 16 terabyte drives for $150. I know, it's so cheap. I can't see. Okay, here.
I buy those because I can't stop saving my videos. Oh, that's perfect angle.
I know, actually
it
would
caught the
sit
light.
this way. A terabyte, who would ever need that much space, right? This computer's got 2. Okay.
I think my Apple does too, but I buy those giant 16. I buy those ones that Kilroy's talking about because I have a lot of information.
I know, recording video stuff takes up a lot of space, and then the editing and rendering, oh, it needs a lot. It takes a lot.
I think that's part of the frustration sometimes is that, like, sometimes I'm fighting my computer. You just reminded me I had such a good time filming today. And if anyone's noticed, I broke my own rule. I found this beautiful Sons of Anarchy sweatshirt at my local thrift store. I washed it twice because bikers and scabies are friends. I'm kidding. I washed it twice. But I like it. And I've been wearing it under my vest and no one has said a word to me.
A bed breeder. Yeah, it came with the puzzle boxes for the rotary, so it should.
I'm so curious about a sewing machine that can sew the edges on carpets. I am so curious about how the power of something like that.
Yes, the power of Grayskull.
I destroyed an old machine doing leather work. So I need an industrial machine.
Oh, Killer is a data order. I'm seriously considering buying a used server hardware and running my own mini data center. You might need that. What do you do with? What do you all edit with? I got Luma Fusion and quite like it. I use when I'm editing the free DaVinci Resolve because I'm cheap and I do my pictures with GIMP, which is also free because I'm not a Mac person.
I have an Apple and it thinks for me. I say, I want you to do this and this. I put all the boxes together and then my so-called life just happens to happen.
A 32-XX can do edge stitching on carpets. Oh, such good knowledge. I don't know if I have any more fun. So let's do it. Oh, is this okay?
All right.
Are you sure this is? Oh, let me hold it up nicely. Focus. A shoring foot? But do you just like shove the material underneath to get it to catch, or do you have to set the stitch length super short?
Which machine
or
is
both?
this? So to whoever's mother or father was OCD and labeled this, I love you.
Oh my goodness.
Whoever, the people who do this, I need you in my life. The people who put labels on instructions, like you, I love you.
These are the stuff you are going to need to know to operate this device.
They're playing 3D chess because they knew in the future someone like me was going to exist. This is so ratty. Look at how old this is.
Wow. It's like you want to flatten her out, but she's just going to rip in half.
Exactly. And I don't even pull it out that much because it's so ratty. I don't even know what machine this is for. Oh, here we go.
It was a Singer.
Yeah. It's a Singer museum in this house. That's why I was all excited. Like, I have all kinds of
all the pictures for how all the tools are. Oh, you've got that's for the triple layer puzzle box. Mine is just to open her up.
For the number 27 machine.
Okay, that's a fancy box.
Oh, this is so ratty. Poor guy's seen better days. I love it when people keep the instructions. Abraham, if you see Abraham's phone number, he's probably not around anymore, so I'm not doxing anyone.
Yeah.
All water my head would explode.
That's a style. Ellie says that's a style 11 manual.
Awesome.
Kilroy, yes, we're all about page tags around here for the wood puzzle box. I have a machine that someone wrote on with marker. Well, then you'll always see it. Ooh, I love the Singer sign on the back. I have a wood puzzle box layout as my 7 style 11. What? Oh, is your wallpaper? Okay. It's like I would like to see this too. Puzzle
This
box.
is for this is instruction for one of my Honda generators. I own multiple. I was wondering where that was. I'm glad I found that. Or they're gonna tell us that we can't use them anymore, so I need to get my paperwork together.
No, you just can't buy new ones, but that's still lame.
Okay, so this is for a white whatchamacallit.
Oh, a serger.
And I came with the video and everything. I still have the video. It's so cheesy. It's so cheesy.
Oh,
But
that's funny.
They started copyright striking me. Those ghouls.
That's mean. We're just trying to share knowledge.
I'm just trying to spread the word. Like, have you heard the good news of sewing machines?
Oh, I'm gonna guess that Kilroy would write on their sewing machine with marker. I might draw on my Kenmore. I have one of the official. Oh, Allie is one of the official researchers for Singer Style 1 through 11. My gosh, what are they wrote instructions for how to operate it right on the machine. That might be one I strip and paint.
These I have a
I don't know. I
ton
think that's
of
kind
these.
of funny to have it written on there. A buttonholer in the box.
I have a ton of these. These came with every machine, I think.
That's one I do. This machine, I don't have one. I just have one for my Kenmore.
It took me forever to use. I was like, what the hell is this thing? And I had the instructions for it, and I'm like, what is this contraption? And I literally have like multiple instructions.
Oh my goodness. It's just getting tangled up.
Wow. I can tell with your knowledge, Alibaba, like you're spot on. You're what we call dead to rights. You're like dead to rights with the Singer stuff.
The official expert. Well, thank you for blessing us with your presence and knowledge of all things sewing machines, because I've learned a lot from and your coaching last week to get Brunhild back to functioning order, because we were on the verge of ugly tears for 2 days.
Oh, it's the worst when your machine's not machining.
Sure, but it works out pretty nice. I mean, the fabric is already crinkly, so it helps. But...
I buy these boxes sight unseen.
Yes. Unseen. Give me all the bobbins. All the bobbins.
Oh, I have the weirdest collection of mini sewing mini screwdrivers.
Okay, I've got one more that I don't really know what it is.
Thank you, Waternay. I have all kinds of instructions. And a lot of them come with odd they're not even the same machine.
It's like open-toed foot. But it's not. Yeah, fuck this.
You cut out for a second. There you are.
Okay, we just got this like V.
I think I might have one of those. Those confuse the heck out of me as well. Sewing attachments are hilarious. Who was it? When I made I have no idea what these are. Someone was like, you can send all of them to me. So if you don't know what they are, you can send them all to me.
I was on earth to piss off Pyrrhus. Oh, you're a funny killer, right?
Same. I'm the same way. I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah, if you
That's why I'm wearing this. Like, because where
I'm from, a reference. Then.
I think you should be able to wear whatever you want to. I actually had a discussion last night with a young man who was like trying to say that clothes are gendered. And I was like, you're such an American. You're such an American.
I don't know what those greased feet are exactly for. Every grist set has one, though. Even back to the 1886 sets. That is so funny. I know, because I have two of them. I think I've got even one in that my Eldridge set. I like. That's. I can't.
I pulled this off
is
of a
really
white
funny.
machine, and I
The
can't
foot
remember.
that stumped Ollie. Oh, that's for to the bobbin wind. That's your bobbin winding mechanism.
I can't remember which machine I pulled this off of. And I have
The one
several.
that doesn't have it on.
No, but there's a few that don't have them. The whites, like when I find a white, they're destroyed. Like that one, I haven't even refurbished it yet. It's poor guy. I felt bad for it. I was like, you can come home. You can be part of the fleet, poor guy.
Right here,
Someone beat you up.
Yeah, I know. I've got one for my Eldridge too. That's so funny. With the foot that perhaps measure it. Is it a 1/4-inch quilting foot?
I love these streams. We've been talking about having this stream forever.
Right, the Eldridge set. You said that the Eldridge is also made by Grist. Yes, this is 1/4 inch in from one end of foot to the other end of foot.
Do you own one of these?
I might in my leather punching set.
I have used this for everything. For everything. I have a fancy one too.
A quitting fit. Oh, I missed that earlier. That is funny. I think that the regular Singer non-auto button winder rarer than the normal one. Okay. I honestly look at people who are so adamant that clothes are gendered, and I'm like, okay, what are you compensating?
Yes, and he was trying to argue about the whole men and women thing, and I flat out told him, I was like, first off, I don't debate people on the internet, and second, like, I don't think we should gender clothes at all. Like, and I flat out told him how I've adopted Phoenix's Spants. I have fallen in love with Spants. I don't think it's I don't know. I think people, they try to gatekeep too much. Wear what, makes you feel comfortable and what's legal and where you're from.
Right. And then just also have the thoughtful respectfulness of like, if your clothes fit in more at the burlesque show, maybe you should save that for nighttime wear and not around schools.
That was the argument. That was the whole argument.
That's just being respectful for others. Like, we don't let kids at the burlesque shows. Don't take the burlesque show to them. Let's see here. Waternay, you walked away from the featherweight. Butterfly is looking at a featherweight. Yep, leather punch. They are a must. We're doing corset eyelets cut with the leather punch first and then stitch the edges. Ooh, that is a good idea. Actually, I always consult with your suggestions. What?
He has a Picker's Dream Store. I've been to a few places like that, and they kind of look at me at first, and I'm like, my credit card swipes. I love places like that.
Oh, Ellie, right. I know some places you can't wear shorts in the wind in February, but I know all sorts of like gentlemen in Western New York who would wear shorts or short pants with work boots in February and January. But it's not as cold as up in the Canada.
We have paradise weather here. Girl food?
But like vegetables?
If we start gendering food, I'm moving to the moon. I will officially build my rocket and just be done with the entire human race. Done. I'll never forget when I was 19, I dropped out of college and I worked at a Carl's Jr. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a Hardee's. And at least on the West Coast, they bring you your food. And there was a man who would tell me during the lunch rush, he's like, I think it's uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable that a man is bringing me my food. I would look at him and be like, bro, I just need a job. Like
Right.
we don't. I'm just bringing you your food. Do you need ketchup, sir? Like that's about as much of a conversation we need to have.
Right.
We're nuts. They have too many boundaries, is what I'm trying to say. I have hang-ups, but I just don't push them on other people.
Fair. Right. Yeah. What would be girl? I'm gonna go with vegetables. Except would boy food be like eggplant and bananas and cucumbers, or is that girl food? Like I don't get it.
Eggplant's so good. I don't know why
I know.
people have gendered eggplant. Eggplant is so good.
Oh, waternet. Yes, people may wear what they want, but I think they should consider what is in the range of appropriateness for the time, location, and setting. I concur.
Okay, perfect example. I have what I call my work vests that don't have any curse words on them. There are certain clothes I wear at my job like that so I get it. I do dress a certain way because I know when I go in public and people see my like F around and find out patches, they're like, oh, so I get it.
I think we might have the answer. Boy food must be beef jerky, and that'll give you a heart attack by 25. Yeah,
Seriously,
I can
my
see that.
ex-wife bought Isaiah a beef jerky baseball bat. It's like it's this big. It's thick, and I was like, is this edible? What the
It's
heck
thick
is
with the
it?
triple C's.
Slim Jim has gotten ridiculous. Gilroy in Missouri, there's a place where the average age is people live to be 45. No one lives past 45 because of the complications from weight gain. I'm looking at you, Missouri. Y'all
Right.
will make laws about everything but food.
Well, and then there's the places that make too much laws about food. We're about the wrong things. New York City, I'm looking at you.
I was there when it was illegal to have anything over like a 22 ounce or something like that.
Right.
I didn't think that was real until I drove through the state and nobody had big cups. I'm a Californian. I'm used to the big bubba. So I need something that's bigger than my bladder.
Right. Okay, we're back. I know my human keeps telling me my 10-year-old camera is not gets overheated for streaming, and I should probably get a new one.
That
But
happens. That happens. With my
but the
older
magic is
computers,
the plug-in battery, so I don't need to change batteries. Having a dummy battery. Oh, it's the best thing. Let's
if
see
it's not
here.
a
No,
baseball
okay, where
bat,
was I?
that's a
It's a
Lego
Lego
bat. It
for
is.
sure. Exactly.
I was
Oh,
like,
let's
only
see
in
here, Waternet.
America.
Oh, yes. If it goes with sexualizing and objectifying women, women are there to look hot and serve him, so he's uncomfortable with the thought of a man bringing him food. It's ridiculous. It is.
Yes. Yeah, I never got over that. That was 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago. I'm still not over it.
Yeah, because he
21.
used to have like little skirts and roller skates and just like
I was
tootle
a
around,
broke kid who didn't want to be homeless. I just needed
right?
a job.
Job.
I,
Butterfly, I bought a Liz Sport Spants outfit today. It's 10 sizes bigger than me. The fabric is fabulous. For $1, that is a steal.
awesome.
Maybe not drink a case of Coke before noon every day. Yeah. And it should be Pepsi. Let's just get this straight.
I get clocked when I go and recycle. They're like, "You really like Pepsi?" I'm like, "I've been. This is 4 months, okay? I've been saving for 4 months. This is just embarrassing."
Right. I wait till I'm going to be able to buy my next case of Pepsi.
That reminds me, I forgot to ask the guy. He told me last time I was there, they absolutely love me because I speak Spanish, and so I asked him, I'm like, "Do you have any sewing machines?" And he's like, "Next time you come back, and I'll show you because I want a clunker that's been hidden in the dirt for years."
Yeah.
Because the place I recycle, it's a junkyard.
Oh, it's already on a tripod. Let's see here. Can you put the camera on a grate at some sort to keep air circulating, or maybe on a chilled gel pack? Pepsi does taste better. Yes, it's on a tripod. The fan is on. I'm just working with what I got for right now. But
I drink a lot of Pepsi, and besides my brother asking me if I'm an atheist, every time I see him, the third thing that comes out of his mouth is he's always like, "I can't believe you drink Pepsi. I can't like," because we grew up not drinking soda at all. But I love Pepsi. And I would just order a Coke. Like in my travels, I would just order a Coke because that's what people did. You sit down, you want a soda, it's a Coke. Can I get a Coke, please? You
if it
know?
right, except unless they're the Pepsi place.
But I'm a
Oh,
Pepsi addict.
okay. So, what is the attachment for this quilting foot supposed to look like so I can keep my eye out for to make this work? Or does it somehow just like sit on the needle? I don't understand.
Okay,
Oh, that's right. You can recycle your Nespresso cups. Yes.
I have a godless sewing kind of question because this is something that I do. Is that piece made for that machine? Because sometimes I'll grab something and it's not made for the machine. Like my Bel Air
Yeah, it's
pieces
in the box
only
of
fit.
presser feet, so probably not. I don't know if when this machine came out they had a tad. I don't what they would have had,
Because some are
but I think
interchangeable and some are just gonna give you grief. That's just from personal experience. I'm not on the
yeah,
Alibaba level. I just make clothes
right.
like this blindly.
Four fried chickens and a Coke. Oh my God, you're trying to make that's McFatty food. But I think it might be the original wooden base because the it still got the screws.
If you saw how I eat, you would yell at me. You would seriously yell at me. I eat like a McMuffin, but I move around a lot, so it justifies my crummy diet.
I think there's supposed to be some handle piece. It's supposed to look like a smallish foot, almost like the open toe foot from the grist you had. That foot will have a hole the bar goes into. Yep. Okay, so it's 100% true. I have two of that piece, but not the piece that makes it work. That's what I thought. So I don't think I have any more errant pieces. Let's see here.
I have the lamest song stuck in my head. I don't even want to admit to what song it is. But I'm addicted to watching trash on YouTube and watching people fight each other. I've accepted the fact that because I'm not drama, I like watching people be drama.
Right. Okay. I do have another mystery.
You got a
While we're
full
at
thing
it.
of gas and a pack of cigarettes.
That's all. Who needs more than that? It's like the breakfast of champions. I just need cigarettes and coffee and just leave me alone. All right. My last errant piece.
Oh, what is that? Is it stubby?
Yeah, it's. Of course, I dropped it. Where'd it go? Mm,
Oh, that's funny.
It's like crinkly. Oh, where'd you drop to?
The foot doesn't look like anything special, really. They just wanted the foot with a hole in the shank.
Okay, right. That's what I thought that quilting foot is supposed to look like. I don't have one. I don't have it. Mm. And that piece is lost in front of me on my table. For blurred lines. It's the blurry foot for blurred lines. Okay. I know you're probably being literal, so I'm going to have to look this up.
I forgot I pulled these out to show them off. I have a collection of these motors. These are workhorses. This thing is older than me, and this thing is an effing workhorse. I have put this on like
Yes.
4 or 5 different machines. And then of course, because I'm a purist, I have this. This was on a machine that was just inconsolable. It was crying. It was broken in pieces. It was sad. But I salvaged the motor and the base.
Right, that's all that matters. I concur, Killer. I do not like iced coffee. I'm like, can you just give it to me black, like submarine paint, please?
I use that too for everything now.
Well, I had to because we talked about what I used to call it, and some places people don't like when I say I like my coffee that way.
Thank you, Waternay.
I'll have to.
I have a collection of motor. I freed my toolbox. Like I'm actually stoked because I have 4 or 5 different pieces of different machines that are taken apart, and
It's like tweezers that are ridged for
it's all
someone's pleasure.
And I have freed my graveyard. I have it's coming with more pieces. See it comes with more pieces. I have a Singer and Serger graveyard. But this is a broken foot for everyone. Pieces might fall out when I turn it. But I bought the machine. This is probably the one I need too. It is. This is for a touch and sew, but it's completely broken. And when I say smashed, I mean smashed in half.
Wow.
So that one, and this is, of course, it's the one I need. I'm glad we had this stream today because it gave me the opportunity to go through all the crap I have in here.
Right, I know. I was like, we need to do this, and I need to learn stuff. Butterfly found a featherweight motor for $15. Motors, let's see here. Yes, Allie says yes, if it doesn't need to be rewound, so it might need work. Kilroy likes iced coffee, but I'm not like people nowadays where it's the only coffee they drink. Yeah, no, that's gross.
I like iced coffee.
Put the quilt foot into the... Okay, hold on here. Put the quilt foot into the 2 tangs. I know that's... Oh, did I just drop my camera again?
It's okay. When I got this, the machine said it was inoperable, but this was inoperable. The machine wasn't. I still laugh about that to this very day. So I got this machine for like $10, and it was running like brand new.
Oh, good. Let's see. The quilt into the 2 tangs at the back of the front. That is the quilt. Okay. All right, I'll have to play with that later. Thank you. So we do have all the right stuff. I just need to figure out how to make it work. But that is good because I was like, I don't know. The tangs are the metal pieces. Oh, and then you just put this on the needle bar? Okay, we'll figure it out. Thank you so much. What was that?
Can you hear that noise?
Nope, I'm only hearing music from my house and my fan going.
I'm wondering how... I have a VCR reel winding behind me, and people have been like, "What's that noise?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know how old you are, or how old you are not."
Yeah, no, it's not. I'm not picking it up, but I got a lot of background noise. Let's see here. Mama got mad at her fucking trolley. I think it might need a screw, but might not. It might clamp due to the rotary attaching method. Okay, I will figure that out. Thank you so much. And let's see here, Waternay. I have a couple of those Westinghouse motors that look all Jules Verne. You would attach one motor to all of your household appliances, the food mixer, vacuum, sewing machine. Oh, Killer, look at the fancy... Oh, go ahead.
Every time I see this book, I want to give a shout out to my parents. I remember ordering this book. My parents didn't flinch. They didn't say a word. They I still have the stickers. I put the stickers on certain sewing machines. So shout out to my parents for being supportive and not saying a word. Every time I see this book, I'm like, that would have been an issue by today's. Like they would have send me to therapy or something. My parents were like, "Get the kid the book. Get the
Right.
kid wants a stupid book. Get the kid the stupid book."
Oh, let's see here. Killer, look at the fancy pedal. I had to rebuild my Athena 2000 pedal, and there's literally just a slider on it, no circuit board. Water Knight, glad you sorted that. Ellie, I was thinking of the later ones that go through the foot itself. I know, I was expecting the piece to be something different. I think the foot's in the manual. I can link for you to show you and gives the instructions for using the quilting rotary foot. You are amazing, human. Singer leather pocket thingies.
So that brings me to tomorrow night. I will come with pictures, but I would like to thank Phoenix and my son for talking me off the cliff in the store. I almost bought 2 sewing machines and I didn't. I bought Chinese food instead.
Right. No, I got the win yesterday with the $0 spent and just fear of falling downstairs carrying a sewing machine.
That never happens. That's such a score.
Yeah, I feel really blessed. I will eventually have to figure out how to thread her because who needs this many attachments when you can have like this few? I make it more complicated, but
Singer does not play with the thread guides. Singer
no,
does not play when it comes to the thread guides. They are not messing. That's one thing I do appreciate. Even all the way up to their 1980s machines, you're like, why does this thing have 5 thread guides on it?
and I'm really glad it came with some presser feet because of course it's so narrow that my modern feet that are the same way are too wide, so I don't have to buy new leases. You've got a light bulb.
This is from that white that almost at my house. No, no, no. Actually, no, that's from a different. That's actually a Singer because it says Simcoe. This is why you shouldn't plug in sketchy stuff. I need to find the other cord.
Right. Oh, I know. I've got too much stuff on the table. All right. Next week we're gonna sew and we're going to
Liam wants
take
to
off
help.
the electrical tape and we're gonna assess what do I need to buy to get this Eldridge running.
I had
I
an
don't want to ruin all the
example.
fun in one show.
What did I do with that cord? I had an example of a super sketchy cord. Like I had the actual frayed cord that set on fire because it had the wadding around it. And when I plugged it in, it shot out a 2 foot. Still to this day, I thought it was recording and it wasn't. I'm so mad at myself. I thought my camera was recording.
Oh, do you remember the song William Wants a Doll from the Free to Be You and Me album? Yes, we are dating ourselves. I feel like I know that song, but it's not. It's like itching at the back of my brain and not at the front of my brain. I guess I have to work on my house coat. I don't know what other parts I have to look at, but let's go through. Let's see. Look at the ruffler, the sleeve, the hem binder, the
There it
tucking.
is. I was wondering where this thing
Oh,
went.
fancy buttonholer.
The actual buttonhole. I have all the instructions. There's a few other in here. It's a mess in here, and I need to like this whole stream was reminding me to like go through my sewing stuff because I'm so spread out. I'm like
Right.
so spread out.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Well, I've met people who can help me identify what I have, and if we don't make videos like this, who's going through it's collection management for us
Big
and
time.
preserving of knowledge for others. Sweet.
I forgot I even had that old Singer instruction. I like showing stuff like that off. That's gonna be in my museum. And the last exhibit is gonna be me stuffed. I actually used to follow a comedian that said she's like they're gonna put me in a museum one day. She's like
Yes, it does
so
happen.
she said she's like the last real human on earth.
Oh, it's so weird when I see my own streams come up, or like I see that YouTube suggesting it to me in the replay, and it like is weird to me still.
It's kind of frustrating to me now that when I look up certain sewing machines in my own videos will pop up. I'm like, I already know what I know. I want to know what other people know.
Right.
But I think I pop up in my own search engine and like in other. It's weird. I googled myself. Do you know that for some reason people want to know how much money I'm worth? That is the most typed in thing. Is I typed in godless sewing and underneath it net worth popped up.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
That's the most like people want to know my net worth. That's the number one thing people type in.
That just feels creepy.
That is super creepy. And people have done it more than 100 times to the point where it pops up. Give me, give me. Oh, what's that? I'm looking for a few pieces that I pulled out. I'm such a mess. Do you know I'm missing 2 patches? You know those big giant back patches? I can't find them. I think I've organized myself away from them.
Okay. The pictures on page 15, awesome. Ellie's oldest Singer manual is older than the Singer one at the Smithsonian only by a couple
Jeez.
years. The holy crow, the letter A machine of the first type. Well, we're all gonna
That's
have
the
to be
holy grail kind of
underground.
stuff
That
I look
is.
for.
And I'm like trapped between sewing machines right now. I'm feeling a little claustrophobic in my own house.
I know what you it's so funny you would say that. About every 6 months I reduce everything in this room because if I have I want to have enough room in here where I can have my 6 foot table that I like put all my accessories on.
Right.
I freak out if I can't have my table in here. So about
Right.
every 6 months, everything builds up, and I'm like, I have too much stuff in here, and then I like just put it between the
Right.
house and my
Redistribute. Get it.
between
Move out.
everything. So I totally feel you. Trust me, I do that about. I have a how a house crisis about every 6 months where I'm like, oh, this is too much crap in here.
Right.
Actually, you know what? It's a magnet. It
Oh,
was
is that for a your seam guide?
I don't know. It's a sewing attachment, but it had something stuck on it. This was stuck. Okay, that's even another mystery. What the hell? What is this then? Let me get my. I'm better with my left.
Is that it?
It would go in like this.
It's a different type of. Oh no, that's the braiding foot. The. No, I. Oh, Ellie's
And
gonna
now,
guess it before I do, but I
and now
no.
this. I want to know what the heck this is. It just has a giant magnet on it, but it's made for sewing attachment.
Right. No, I think that's a seam guide, but that other one is a you put something underneath it and it sews on top of it. It's kind of like a different version
And it has an
of
adjustable arm on here. Pleating foot. Oh,
maybe.
I am still shocked that let me hold on, let me pull it out again. That no one has heard of this company. I purposely left this out from last week because no one has heard of this. I randomly just walked up to it and bought a machine at a thrift store.
Right, this magical mist. Right, the cording foot. That's what the word I was thinking of. I
So it's a
wish I had one of
cording
those in
foot.
my collection.
Is that like cording as in the rope? Or cording as in like
Yeah, like you put thin pieces of twine in it and it makes it floofy.
because I have really thick cording actually. I can see that actually.
Right, because
What do you
it
know?
slides in under through the channel on top of the material.
It's missing a screw. Good to know. I'm actually gonna fix that and mess around with that.
I know. Okay. Maybe instead of like actually doing real sewing, let's fight with my tucking foot because this foot confuses the frick out of me.
I agree with you, Kilroy. I'm a sewing enthusiast, and I am man enough to be like, I have no idea what this is, or like, I have
No,
no.
that's why we did. That was the purpose of the purpose of today's stream.
Certain things stump me.
Right? I'm starting to think Singer made way too many feet. You can never have too many feet. Cording like
They
the rope or twine or thin braid. Yes, it it adds attachment, so you could like put some lace in there and then have it sew a lace detail on your hem seam finish or on your
oh,
hems. That's where I would think to use that because
that's fancy.
why more doodads, not less doodads at the circus because you got to be seen from the nosebleed sections.
I wanna. One of the reasons I want to start working with my ruffler is because I want to make a Seinfeld shirt or a pirate shirt, like an over the top, just roughly make ruffle shirt. You know.
Well, let's play with it. Do you have a machine? Because you
Where's that one
it's
though?
less
There's
stress on my stream than it is on yours. Like I always find being the host, I get less done because I'm like trying to be a good host. And let's see here. Oh, Ellie Killer, they sure did, and sold them briskly to people that didn't really need them. Waternay, there are different sizes for the different numbers of cording. The one is for putting on a fine piece of cording or elastic and lining it up. At least the stream is serving a useful purpose. It is. Yeah, last week was like the angry cry bitching stream. Today is like the actually, I
and
think
tomorrow night.
collectively learned a lot.
And tomorrow night, I'm coming with pictures because I'm a Karen. So I have a question. Has
Okay.
anyone ever seen a machine like this? This has a self-winding bobbin. It has a weird atomic symbol on it. It's a cocktail. And it came with the attachments inside of it. Like all the attachments. But it's the weirdest machine because it has a combination of all the 1970s technology, but it's a 1980s machine.
Oh, that's funny.
And I've never seen a Singer cocktail. I'm still to this day curious of what this was, why it has cocktail on it.
Because it was supposed to, it was what you sewed your reproduction walkaway dress with while you were drinking mimosas and cocktails.
I am like so curious. It has a self-winding bobbin. It has like all the bells and whistles.
Oh, I know they make different cording feet for different sizes of cording and for running the rows. Yep. There is a top cording and sandwiched cording, totally different things. Okay. Is my needle crooked?
Mutton dressed as lamb for that machine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I've seen a couple of those cocktail machines in thrift stores, both completely trashed. I got that in Ventura in my Ventura days.
Right, I know the Singer cocktail. Like you can only have like a rum and coke or a gin and tonic, or like you have to be drinking a cocktail to use that machine, or it's not going to work right.
That was actually a machine I ignored for a while, and no one was buying it, so I bought it one day. Every week I would go to Ventura and I would film this one store. I would film their sewing machine aisle because they had all these antiques. I recently looked. I purchased every single one of those machines. I would just come back every week and make a video. If you go back and look at my early videos, I would just go to Ventura because it was a honey hole.
Right.
And I got so arrogant because I knew they would be there because no one's buying sewing machines like I was.
Yeah. You guys have brought me to the dark side. I did not expect to be a sewing machine hoarder.
There's worse things in life that you can be called and you could be doing, you know? So
Fair,
hoarding sewing
fair,
machines is all right.
Oh, that's probably.
Not the friend of I've said this a million times. I made a video about it. Self-winding bobbins and I are not friends. Just we don't get along. It's like Sergers. Maybe I'm the problem. It's me. It's me.
Not the friend of technicians. That is good to know. I had a script for practicing this talking foot. It seems so simple, but I always like forget which way I'm supposed. We still fight.
Maybe it was an inside joke. The atomic symbol trips me out. I don't know. The whole thing. You have to buy a bottle of vodka and drink it from the straw while using that machine. Oh, I
Yes.
don't miss those days.
Yes, please. But it's got to be potato vodka, not some other year. If we're gonna drink vodka, it's got to be of the potato variety, please.
I'm in a quilting group where I don't quilt. I just go and sit down with old ladies who are just shocked I'm still alive. But I
You're
say
shocked they're still alive every week. Sorry, that was me.
no, it's true. I say this what Alibaba just said. I presume all you all were sewing machine hoarders. I say this to people in my life when they're like, "Did you buy another sewing machine?" I'm like, I assumed we're all hoarders here. Like I get huffy with them. Like, don't ask what I'm doing.
I thought that was
It's
a
a
prerequisite to join the club, ladies.
What my friend Linda, when she found out I sew, she's like, "Do you really sew?" And she came to my house and she's like, "Holy cow, you really sew!"
Let's see here. I presumed you all were sewing machine hoarders in here. I think so. My machine has the features. It's a challenge, not super bad though. Yes, I think I'm headed in. I'm yes, I guess we are now. I bought 2 cabinets for holding and displaying machines. You don't need to go to the meetings for fewer than 10 machines. Okay, but I'm still in the good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But does my embroidery machine and my serger count as a machine? Because I might only have 4. Is it like I'm rationalizing? I shouldn't rationalize in this group. My game plan is I'm going to use my Athena 2000 until it's completely done or I'm fed up with it. Then I'm buying an industrial machine. That is fair. Allie says, check the white 769 Selectronic. I think it is the same symbol. Now I just really want to watch that new movie, Asteroid City. I just want to watch this show now.
Check the white electronic. That's really interesting. I always think it's some like cynical, weird plot. I read way too deep into things, and if someone was to like talk to me, I'd be like, "You're reading way too deep into that." I would shame them for things that I do.
Well, that's just not nice.
But I don't think I've ever seen a sewing machine with an atomic symbol on it, so it was just weird to me. No, no hoarding on thrift shop specials for me.
That's fair. You can only have. It's good to know what you have space for. And I've never bought a machine at a thrift store. I got 2 from parking lots and 1 from some lady's house.
They said sounds like drug deals. That sounds like a freaking drug deal.
Yes, my sewing machine shopping is more like a drug deal. I agree.
You're like in the trench coat, like in The Simpsons, Smithers smoking a cigarette in the dark.
Yep. Oh, let's see here. Or where we justify we needed each and every machine we got. That is true. Oh, butterflies up to 16, but we'll be selling 5 featherweights. So you're actually only at 11. Nuclear family getting the nuclear marketing styles. That is, yeah.
I sell featherweights. That's why I don't make videos for them because I get easily attached to sewing machines. So I'm like, no, if you're on the chopping block, I can't even name you. I'm gonna treat you like a like a farm animal.
No, that's why you just name them like food. You're like, all right, you are pincushion. You are broken needle.
Well, I always say, it justifies because I am over or under compensating for something, but like it's a hobby I love. I love sewing. I love the archaeology behind it. I love getting in the car, driving in my truck going down to LA, and like I just love the whole process of it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not, it's not a destructive habit. I'm saving the environment by picking up someone else's trash.
Right.
Oh, there's people like when I pull up in the car, they're like, "Oh, you're not serious today," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Because you didn't bring your truck." When I bring my, they know like I'm.
They're like, you can only fit a little machine. You're not getting a big one today.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a table.
Oh, you've been to the meetings. Right. You name. Yes, this is Pincushion. Actually, I think this one might be Lady Go, which is the family name from what she came from. Do you service and shine them up or sell them as is? That's not a question for me.
So it depends. I have a guy who's a purist. He likes the dirt on him and everything, and he'll pay like a grand and a half. And there's an older well, she's a young lady. She's an older,
All
she's
right, be
a
careful how
senior
you
citizen.
use
Yeah, I can't
words.
recover from that one. But she wants them in like showroom style because she actually puts them up as wall hangers and pieces. There's quite a few people I sell to, so it just depends on the person.
Right. Let's see, Allie, the thrift shop special I got were special nice for a super nice price and had all the edits that I want, fancy stitches and or the zigzag. Yeah, because I sometimes like to sew costumes with stretch fabric that I'm going to have to bring out my modern machine for, I think, because these both are just straight stitch. I don't even have a reverse. I have to hand tie my knots on, I think, all the three
Oh
sewing
wow.
machines in the room right now.
I'm biased in that way. I think I use modern machines just out of the convenience. But like it says the man sitting in a room of treadle sewing machines.
I just like to get a workout for my. I no, honestly, actually, I just like these old machines are this ones are quiet, and after a while, the noise of a motor. But her motor is super quiet, which is nice. My Kenmore, she's so noisy,
Oh yeah.
and my embroidery machine is even worse. My baby lock, it's just like, oh, it bugs me after a while.
You know what, Waternay? I have actually built up a clientele in Los Angeles between people who I make denim skirts for. I've got kind of famous for that in my area and refurbishing sewing machines. So I've built up a huge clientele of people. And you know what actually did it was the pandemic. When the
Mm-hmm.
plague hit, all of a sudden everybody and their mom wanted a sewing machine, and I was like, I'm your guy.
This I got you covered.
I got you. I'll mail it to you. I got you. I have a UPS account and everything. But like I was taught, like you have to find a zealot.
Yeah, I can get a zigzag attachment for my machine.
Hmm.
What? I don't have words. I'm like flabbergasted. Wrote what?
If I really
No,
dug in this room, I could probably find um, a singer zigzagger. But that's in the other toolbox. I can't believe I didn't have the cord for that touch and sew, and it's the broken one. That's ridiculous.
oh, no.
I need to step my sewing machine hoarding game up.
Oh, you mean for the singer? I can maybe get a zigzag machine. I'm like, I don't think they make a zigzag machine attachment for Brunhild here. I think she just does what she does.
Singer
Very
was
well.
constantly breaking up, trying to one up itself, especially when Isaac Merritt Singer was alive. They were like, so that's why they have so many attachments and like, you know, like the
Right.
commercial says, they were the worldwide leader in sewing machines.
Right, because they bought up everybody's patents and was like, you did something? I will
if you
acquire you.
if you haven't seen it on my Rumble channel, I have the birth of a sewing machine. It's just epic. I stole it from the Scottish Museum. It's just an epic video. Epic video. They show the entire process. It's worth watching. My new ad. Wanted sewing machine zealot willing to pay triple price for sewing machines with character. I've met quite a few people. It's I think a lot of people like it's weird. It's a lot of networking, but I've met quite a few people. Quite a few people. But I'll tell you, it's only in this area in San Diego because I sold one sewing machine for $900. I sold the same sewing machine for $500 to someone in Nevada because they weren't willing to pay the high price. And because I only paid $40 for it, I said, I'll go down. I got meat on the bone. I got meat. There's still some meat on that bone.
Okay,
It's
now I'm
different
going to have
though.
to be on a lookout for a zigzag for my rotary.
But
I don't.
nowadays, people know. Like I got all this from my pops and my ex-wife's father. They would buy lockers, buy cars, and flip them. So that's what I started doing with sewing machines. You have to find a zealot. You have
Yeah.
to find people like me, you know, who are willing to pay the money. Right now, I am literally stalking a broken Singer sewing machine
Yes, you are.
that's in the foothills of California in a rando thrift store.
I know, but you need to wait till it's like $50 or less because it. Why?
I won't pay more than $50 for it, honestly. And
No, you shouldn't.
if someone buys it before me, good for them. I
Right.
have been, I've learned over the years, like I said last week, I used to have this weird feverish thing with buying sewing machines, but like I'm up in the I'm up in the 90s, which means I've probably tipped 100. I just stopped counting.
Right.
Like one day I'm gonna get real with myself because I keep on thinking like I have sewing machines in multiple rooms. I have like sewing machine carcasses on the other side of this wall right here. Like I'm a mess. And they still count. They still
They
count.
do. It's because they're still taking up space in your house.
And the sewing machine market has not dried up yet. And I'm not saying anything that like I have no secrets. People are still buying sewing machines right now and they're still sewing. So
They are. And I think with everything feeling crazy, that hopefully we can get a resurgence. Well, we need a resurgence of young fools who, whatever brings them to old sewing machines, whether they're like costuming or historical accuracy or adequacy. I'm like, I'm not going to hand stitch everything right now, but I think an old machine like Brunhild for making corsets just or certain things like or ruffles. Everything had ruffles, but when you had a ruffler foot, it makes it easy. It's not like you're like basting and gathering. That's dumb. You use your ruffle foot.
that reminds me. Oh, did it erase Kilroy's? Oh, okay. You're definitely in the hundreds. A certain number, they began to have baby sewing machines of their own.
Right, that's where all the handhelds come from. A singer and a white make babies, and it's a
I'm like
handheld.
that. Especially with all my cleaning, I'm like, oh crud! I thought I had one Elna mini. I have two Elna mini sewing machines because I'm crazy.
Oh no! Oh, what a day you left Mama alone in the sewing room, and she counted your machines. Oh, words and looks, I'm sure. Oh yeah.
My mom, if it makes you feel any better, my mom does the same thing in two languages. Because first she'll come at me in Spanish and then plain old
Right, because
English.
that's how you know you're really in trouble when she yells at you in Spanish first.
Well, it's a knee-jerk reaction. That's how I know I really got her. Or
Yeah.
like, um, she doesn't she doesn't necessarily come in here anymore. But every time she would come in here, I would see her counting and scanning. Or where I'm from. Means
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
that's you're in trouble.
That's I don't believe you. That's like is a million different things.
It's all the things you don't want Mama to be saying.
But of all the things I could be collecting, sewing machines isn't that bad.
No, there's definitely worse problems a human could have.
A Davis vertical feed is nice for frilly, roughly stuff. I need my glasses.
Yes, you do. 1886.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make drapes. I'm gonna make a video about it because I'm a YouTuber and an exagerado, which just means exaggerator in English. And the other day I have a giant bay window in my kitchen, which you guys are all gonna see because I'm gonna make a video about it. And honeysuckle has grown through it. I love the smell of honeysuckle.
Yes.
Okay. I looked up the other day. I was drinking coffee with my shirt off in my kitchen, minding my own business. It was 4:45 in the morning, and I looked up, and my 79-year-old neighbor was looking at me eye to eye.
Okay.
And because my house sits like this much above her house,
Oh gosh.
even for all the crud that like she can basically see into my house. So I'm making drapes.
Yes, it might be time.
Sewing machines are cheaper than cars and boats. Aw.
Yes.
Someone I used to be friends with, every time I'd buy a sewing machine, I'd send her a picture and be like, still cheaper than drugs.
Yep.
Cheaper than wood burning tractors.
Yes.
See, we all have our own saying. I say cheaper than drugs. Kilroy says cheaper than cars or boats, which, that's a whole other stream.
Yeah, those are expensive.
I say cheaper than wood burning tractors. Oh, yikes, Alibaba. Yikes.
That's too funny.
What else have I made? Oh, I tried my spans on.
Yep.
When the Jinko they're already back full swing, but when you see people wearing spans, just remember that Godless Sewing contributed to the trend. Because I'm
Yes.
falling in love with my spans.
Oh, Mama was checking out your abs. Oh no, old lady was neighbor, not Mama. Sorry, Waternay.
She I wouldn't be. She is Swedish, or she's like one of those finger countries. Denmark, Sweden, Norway. She's one of those.
Okay, I've never heard it described like that before.
If you look at the map, it looks
Yes,
like
they do look like I see it now.
I dated a woman from Norway, and I'm just like they're kind of the same country. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that as an uneducated American. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. It's just an observation. I know a guy that collects tractors, 3 giant barns of them.
Yeah,
I can barely hang with 2.
I don't have room for that much machinery.
For me, it's the maintenance. Matter of fact, I was so mad. I actually so if you guys want to laugh, like I actually am in charge of things, and people know that I film my YouTube videos, okay? And at my job, I pulled up next to my tractor and someone parked a car next to my tractor. I filmed my thing, but when I turned around, someone who I work with shall remain nameless. He saw my truck was sitting there. He literally did a loop in the parking lot and left because he didn't want to hear it about the truck sitting next to the tractor. But I don't want to be pretentious and be like, oh, you stopped me from filming my YouTube video. Like, that's not important in the scheme of a truck needing to be parked.
Right.
So I it just laughed that just my presence scared the hell out of him.
Yeah. I agree with Waternay. You could just call them culottes.
True. I like that. And I finally saw a picture of the Spanish gaucho pants. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
finally
something
saw
like that. Yep.
And it wasn't a flattering one too. It was a Spanish Revolution picture, and instead of looking at all the Hooters, I'm looking at the pants. I'm like, oh, they are wearing Jankos.
Yes,
Oh.
basically.
I'm like looking at some historic picture, and I'm like looking at their pants instead of like what they're doing.
I know. Well, if I'm watching a bad show on the Hulu's or Netflix or whatever, I'm like, oh, I like the pin tucks on that shirt. Like,
It's like the people in the UK who just will not be convinced that too many Americans, the Scottish and Irish accents sound the same. Okay. So I actually knew someone from Scotland, and every time he got drunk, no one could understand what he was saying. Ever.
yes, I agree, Killer. That's kind of what's happening right now, I think, with the Ukraine, Russia, it's Europe. They've fought huge wars over trivial differences and they blew up into existential threats.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say that about certain communities. Like, I said that
Yeah,
the other night. People make stuff up just to, like, oh, I'm special. I'm better than you.
right, because they just need to, right.
And
Most of us are just average,
we are proving bell
unfortunately.
hooks right. We are proving bell. I took a college course. I know it's shocking, but bell hooks predicted all of this.
Well, these are ugly pin tucks, but
I
practice
like
makes
them.
better.
I don't. You shouldn't be so crucial. I have yet to use my pin tuck foot. Oh, that's funny.
Well, how else you mean you take the time to sew pin tucks by hand and no, you like to press. You probably do it like the nice. I'm like, where's my pin tuck foot?
I should start. I have all these fancy steam irons and my $90 Hamilton Beach that I cried about when I bought it. I cried because
You did.
I didn't realize how expensive irons were. I just kind of had one forever. And then I dropped it like an idiot.
And then iron boom.
Well, I broke the adjuster. My iron still gets hot, but it's just stuck on super hot.
Oh, so you sew with a lot of synthetics, so you don't want to burn your
No,
fabric.
I have to. I need a cool iron.
Yes.
People want to feel more special than they actually are. This is what drives me crazy on the internet and why I cannot necessarily join the dude bro culture because I don't care. Like, I'll hang
Yeah.
out with anyone. I want to know people's stories.
Right. And we don't need to fight about shit. Like,
No, it's so funny. I stopped a fight last night because they were trying to press me on certain things, and I'm like, "Oh, it's just my opinion. Live your life, girls. Like, live your life. Like, what?
right?
Like." And then I completely shut down the fight because they were like, "What about this and this?" And I said, "Oh, I'm super gay, so I vote from that standpoint." And everyone was like, "Oh." And I'm like, it just, and I just kind of said that as a slam dunk, but it really stopped the conversation because like they were trying to get political, and I'm
Hmm.
like, we don't agree, but we can still hang out. Let's talk about metal. We all like rock and roll.
Right. Some countries seem to think that because the land used to be part of the country, it still belongs to that country. Yes. Oh, I got one of those Singer steam press irons. It's like the miniature version of those big coffin irons they have at the dry cleaner. Oh, Ellie, I have I have attachments for 3 different styles of tucks: pin tucks, pleat tucks, and fold tucks, and you're not using. What
Oh
is wrong?
wow.
Like, come on, my friend. I would like to see how these other things work. You're a tinkerer. You could probably take the iron apart and fix the knobs.
Do you know what broke my heart was that the plastic piece inside broke, and I had a breakdown. And then I like ran to Walmart like a baby, and then I was in the aisle with my child. He's like, "You need to pick one," and I'm like, "I didn't realize how
I'm
expensive
having
these
an
were."
existential crisis.
You can get a board that you can fold and then pleat your press skirts.
I have heard about these fancy pleating boards. I don't love a pleated skirt. Too much bulk. Or I prefer my nipped-in waist instead of a bulky waist. But I have seen these fancy pleating boards. I want a gravity feed iron too. If I'm
So
gonna spend
bad.
money on one,
So bad. It's and I'm gonna tell you, it's from watching freaking YouTube, or I want
yes.
that one where people they put it down flat and it stands up.
Oh, I saw somebody who had one that didn't have a cord. You just set it on the heating element that was plugged in, and it's cordless.
Sorcery.
Or those
Sorcery.
little tiny mini ones that the quilters use that are like this
I've seen
big.
those. I've seen I'm looking when I watch those videos, I'm like, holy cow, I don't know what that is, but I want one of those.
Right. I know, Waternay, I would love to see Ellie's collection of tools and
Absolutely.
machines. They spent money on I spent my money on attachments, then fabric all the time. Not enough for the camera.
I know the
Irons are
feeling.
unnecessarily expensive.
Which I'll never understand. I wanted to get a really fancy steamer, and I was like, I can't justify, so I Amazoned one, and I can't tell the difference. Even the people in the review are like, I don't see a difference between this and the $900 one.
A 900. No, if I'm gonna no.
For a steamer. 9 bills. Like, no way. Unless I own a dry cleaning business. There's
Right?
no way. Which,
Yeah,
no.
no.
So when the dry cleaning business goes out of business, would I be crazy if
Right.
like I just want to
No,
buy all their
that seems
equipment.
very reasonable.
I just want to like if they go out of business because they're in their 90s, I wonder would they sell their equipment and the building together?
It depends. Yeah, you'll just have to wait and find out when the time comes.
Because I hate estate sales. Like, it's weird. They aren't unnecessarily expensive. I still to this day I don't know why. Like, they're so. I had a breakdown at Walmart. I did. That was like right when I met Phoenix. That was 4 or 5 months ago. I
Yeah.
was like, why the f are these things? Because I had the same iron for as long as my son had been alive, and then I stupidly dropped it.
we keep Allie's not to be dissuaded. When the time's right, it will happen. Until then, we are just left to suffer and wonder and be envious of.
Nudge, nudge.
I could have got a steam cleaning business press for $150 Canadian.
Oh.
I should have. Yeah, that might have been one that got away. Oh, this. Okay, I think I finally figured out how to lay.
That's
the
how it used to
tux
be here, Ollie.
straight, so.
When you buy something, you get everything inside of it, but things have changed so much. So much. Do you need a building? Well, Fred Sanford's sewing machine is kind of inspiring me to branch out. I was thinking
Yeah.
about opening up my own thrift store. Because I'm so obsessed with purchasing stuff.
Right. Like, I need a way to make sure that some stuff gets out. So.
And my son is really good at being an accountant at life
Right.
and money.
Well, that's helpful.
I'm not even outing him because no one's breaking in this house. I was cleaning his room, aka going through it like all parents should. You should always be in your kid's business. This child has saved every dime that he has received since the 5th grade.
That is impressive.
He had a wad. I'm like, where did you get this wad of cash? He showed me receipts. He showed me every birthday card, every gift card. He's like, hey, you need an Amazon card, Dad? Here. Like, he.
Well, he needs to use some of those. Don't they go bad or expire after 12 months?
Do you know what I said to him? I said, bro, you make me pay for lunch every time. Like, you are paying for lunch next week. He had hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Let's see here. Waternay says that sometimes they sell off everything, and then we've summoned the demon. That comes with the building. You need to go live in a MacGyver warehouse. Yes, I just saw that.
Do you know what's funny, Isaiah? Last night, Chaos said my name, and I could not hold it, and I did the same thing you did. I couldn't hold it in. I was like, maybe. I literally typed in the same words. We are cut from the same cloth, kid. I love you. What do you do? What are you doing at your mom's house? You're obviously on the computer at your mom's house.
We see it right.
A thrift store sounds good. Sort of a sewing machine. I have a ton of other stuff too, but it's I actually knew these people that opened up a store called Anthony's Addict. They had an autistic son, but the thrift store didn't last that long.
Mm.
And every time, and the sign is still up, it makes me kind of want to cry because I had good memories going there. Good for you, kid. Sense. Good for you. You are good. Subscribe to everybody, Isaiah. Subscribe to everybody.
Yes. Let's see here. Waternay, perhaps he could make a contribution to that truck he wants. Yes. Oh, Allie, I joke about additions to the house for years. Some I know have bought separate dwellings for their machines, workshops, and crafters guilds. Even one as a sewing retreat in a Victorian house, a treadle in
Oh,
every room. I'll renew my passport to go to Canada.
Bruce Willis did that for Demi Moore. He bought her a house for her creepy doll collection or something like that. And so
Well,
there's a
creepy
house.
doll collections do need their own separate houses because they're not called creepy dolls for nothing.
So there's a scary ass house out there somewhere.
Federal law says gift cards have to be valid for at least 5 years after purchase. Well, that is good to know because why is this scrap?
Yeah, they have to. They used to expire back in the day when they first came out. You'd only get a certain time, and then it's like, why did you buy the card?
No, this is my scraps. Ah.
Yay!
So, sewing retreat sounds like more money than I'll ever have. Oh, well, every week here at the Stitch and Bitch is a sewing retreat, so that's not true. You're always at the sewing retreat.
And I'm the real life version of Fred Sanford. I'm the real Fred Sanford sewing, like the real life, like. Oh, that's even in my latest blooper video. Oh, I don't know what happened, but my computer. Oh, you're eating chicken. Who made it? And bring me a plate. Bring me a plate, please. I can't remember what I was. Oh, I opened up a file that I previously was not privy to. So you get my giggly kilt files when I lost it when I made the kilt. I lost it. I was laughing so hard, like I completely lost it that day because I couldn't hang. Because every time I took a step, there was a breeze. Oh man, the kilt had me dying. Oh, I can see why people like wearing kilts.
Right, because it's so breezy. You just get to
Oh,
air out a little bit.
I was just
Oh my
laughing at
god.
myself.
Another one that got away with the 11,000 square foot hotel for 139. I thought there was something wrong with the building. What but something wrong with the building, but there's hopefully there was because that's a steal and that's so much space. If you're in some states, they never expire. Oh, that's good to know. Allie Killer, she runs like a bed and breakfast with the treadle in the room.
Wow.
Sounds oh.
Oh wow.
All
I
right.
just there, and also there's people up the street from my house that have owned a dry cleaning, excuse me, a business so long. I remember being like preschool playing in their lobby with toys.
Oh, fun.
They've owned that place that long. My mom keeps on saying like it's so sad because they're in their 90s, they forget clothes and stuff. They're gonna go out of business soon. I bet if I
Right.
offered them, they'd probably give me a discount too because they've known me my whole life.
I know you might get a sweet deal.
There's good people around here. There are still good people.
Well, there's always good people. It's just finding them and making sure that they get treated nicely. And kilts are better than pants. I will die on this hill. Yes.
Honestly, the spans are starting to grow on me because they're such like I love lazy clothes. And I put giant pockets on my spans, like giant pockets. But I look like one of those wannabe teenagers in one of those spoof movies.
Yeah, I just don't like it that sometimes I have to wear tights because sometimes I end up kneeling on the floor and I need to be modestly appropriate. Making coffee espresso with jaggery and grass-fed milk fight me. People can have their coffee the way they like it. I like the way I like it, but I'm not going to disparage how other people take their coffee. It's just
I put a ton of sugar
I
and
just broke my
creamer.
needle.
I heard that. I'm
Now I
like
have to
trained
find the tip of the needle.
I'm trained for that sound. I make the poor man's latte with sugar and it used to be milk, but now it's creamer. I've graduated to creamer because no one's looking
Why
for it.
waste that many calories? Like you can save yourself hundreds of calories by just going with skim.
I think because I was so rail thin for so long, I justify my crappy habits because I was 170 pounds all the way up until I was 40.
There's nothing wrong with being a healthy body weight, even if it's like you're a beanpole. Oh, that's a not my
I was
screwdriver.
stick skinny.
But if you are having to work out because you got muffin belly instead of just building muscle easily the first place, then well, never
Working
mind.
takes working takes it takes the muffin and walking around. It kind of like today I was skating my arse off and I put the cuck jersey on, so it will be in
Yes,
my next video.
that's all right, Isaiah. You can have your black tea. That's okay. He
Quit
likes
telling
his sugar
secrets.
with coffee and cream. Skim milk raises your blood sugar more than whole. Whichever. No black tea. Okay. You can have whatever you want, Hans.
He makes like cold brew tea in the fridge too. It's actually kind of ingenious. I was addicted to iced coffee. So what I would do, I would get a giant mason jar. I would put this much sugar in, like you'd have to see it at the bottom, that much creamer, and then I would put the coffee in and I would carry that thing around with me all day. All day. Oh, I miss those. I would put that thing in my toolbox. I miss those. I would literally drink an entire pot of coffee out of a mason jar.
That's all right. I'm just glad I found where the tip of that needle I broke off is. Okay, where I'm not. I found the broken needle. Now I need to find a new needle. Let's
One
kill
day
this
I'm
one.
doing the whole 30 this month and can't wait to get back to grass-fed milk. What is so can I ask I'm unhealthy as a pirate. What's grass-fed milk?
It's from cows that are pastured.
Not like California cows that live in the most depressing fields you've ever seen in your life.
Correct. Yes, this is what cows are supposed to be like, rather than the propaganda that California thinks tricks you into thinking that how your cows have been treated.
They can't hide it. If you go anywhere in Central California, you literally drive either at the 99 or the 5. They can't hide it, you know.
Right? I
Oh,
know.
it's I I could imagine when somebody from India when they turn the corner and they see cows standing in their own
Yeah.
like just for hundreds of miles of cows, hundreds and hundreds of miles.
Let's see here. Calorie cold brew anything is too weak for me.
I ferment everything. I ferment everything.
That no, just give me drip coffee. I'm basic. There we go.
Well, better
Oh,
send
better
the broken.
sounding like yes, I get better a broken record than a broken needle. I concur.
Oh, the days. I forgot about that.
That's too silly.
Cows in their own filth is it's a trip. It's a trip. I used to always think about that when I was like when I started driving up north. I wonder what people from other countries would think of us if they drove past this field right now with
Ugh.
like 6,000 cows just kind of huddled in a field together.
Oh, I mean, that's the least of the reasons why people are laughing at us right now.
And if you think about it, like our beef was once coveted in Japan.
Right.
If
Now
they
Japan's
knew,
like, you can keep your beef. We like ours better, thanks.
I need to go in my storage unit. I have quite a few percolators. My grandmother was so funny. She was not a coffee drinker and she would drink instant coffee. Every year someone would buy her a coffee maker and it would mysteriously disappear. Not kidding you. When she
Right. She's
passed
like, I
away,
don't like this kind of coffee.
who doesn't? When she passed away, I have a coffee maker from every era from the 1960s on in my storage unit.
Right, because she just collected. She put them in the closet because she was too nice to get rid of, or she like couldn't get rid of them. But
And at least in my family, she invented regifting.
oh, right. Oh, let's see. Let me get. Oh, Killer Ray. I still drink my coffee out of the percolator. Tastes way better. I know you're joking. You are all good water names. Mom likes her coffee and men the same way as you.
Yeah, my
Do I
mom
have the
too.
Sunbeam 830? No, I have the Ninja coffee kitchen that does cold brew. It makes fancy coffees, but my kitchen's powered by the Ninja brand. Killer Ray, the better one than the perk is the boiled coffee. Yes, just boiled in the pot and then settle the grounds with a small bit of cold water and serve. Ooh. I do have my old um, Corningware percolator with the metal stem, but not the one that was my grandma's. I got a new one.
I've been drinking coffee the same way since I was a child. I said this a million times. Someone told my dad that coffee helps asthmatics. So as long as I can remember, like, and I was always an early riser, and he was like military time, and he would give me coffee. And so I've been drinking coffee since I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I have been drinking the poor man's latte, and I haven't deviated, which is sad. But I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not a pot snob. I'm not a coffee snob. I'll drink black coffee. I'm not anti. I just prefer what I prefer.
You're right, as most people do.
And like, I've had some really bomb like hazelnut coffee where the taste is already in the coffee. Like, then I don't need creamer.
Yeah, no, we get some sometimes that is a nice flavored coffee. Isaiah, I like my. Okay,
Colombian.
I wasn't. I didn't know where to go with that. I was like, all right,
I can answer that. I can
Aaron,
answer
you need to take over for this one. I'm not getting myself in trouble on my own stream because this is an adults only stream and there's a.
Well, his computer technically says that he's my age. so you can't get busted for that.
No, I've been good. I've not been using my cursey words too much.
He knows he's not close enough for me to walk in the next room and be like, hey.
Okay.
But I will make a phone call, though. I have everyone's phone number, too.
Right. Oh, Killer Sock. Okay, Allie's got my same percolator. It's a classic. That percolator just works so good.
Let me
What
see if
is
I can
this about
find.
sock coffee from Puerto Rico? I have the Bodum, the Pyrex perk. I love coffee. Yes, 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 yes. And it's such a classic one. And the way that the house smells, it takes forever to make coffee in that percolator, but
So
it tastes good and the
like
house smells so nice.
because this room is a museum, and I was not kidding. I have this, and since everyone's a coffee enthusiast, I stupidly made coffee of this and cracked it. You can see
Oh,
the crack. So now it's a museum piece. This is an old school. Is this Nelco? What is this? Is
I
this
don't know,
Nelco?
but
Oh,
I saw a
dial up
couple.
brew. Look how dank that is.
I like it light or extra dark.
It's a Norelco. Great shavers and coffee
And
maker.
coffee, yes. Butterfly, you can enjoy your nice tea.
But I was not kidding. My grandma, she had coffee makers from every era, and I brought this home all proud. I was like, I want to start making coffee in the garage. This thing cracked like within, because I left it on like a dun-da-da.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I almost am kicking myself that I didn't get it at the Goodwill a couple weeks ago. There was a travel coffee maker with its like case. It had like a leather pleather pouch, like a bowling ball bag or like a sewing machine case that had a coffee maker in it. Coffee does make the house smell nice. It does. Like fresh baked bread and fresh coffee, like yes, please.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dial-up brew never worked.
Oh, I was so mad. I was because it was I still have the box. It was still in the box and I broke that thing, but it's older than me, I bet.
Yeah, those old glass doesn't always hold up well.
Mm. Just ignore Isaiah the Knight. He's gonna get a speech. He's gonna get a speech.
Yeah. Let's see here. Allie to what I don't. Boiled is Allie likes his coffee, likes their coffee boiled. Everybody drink your coffee the way you like it. We're all friends around here, I think. This is
We can
like
still be
the
friends and drink coffee. Has anyone ever had boba or mate? Like boba is the Thai tea, I believe, the Thai iced coffee
no boba's
with
not
little.
iced coffee.
What
Boba
is
is
it?
boba.
What's the iced coffee with the little sugar balls at the bottom?
That would be technically a well. There's Thai iced tea is not bubble tea.
Keep in mind, I live in Southern California and they
Okay, so
fuse
maybe this is a weird
everything.
mashup.
And
Yes.
there's like you can buy iced tea with the Thai. I'm like doing it like everyone knows. It looks like rat droppings at the bottom of they're little black.
Right, the tapioca pearls.
Yeah,
That's boba, but right,
they
that's a
put that in
lot of things
coffee.
mashed up there right now.
They put that in coffee here,
Oh, interesting.
and it gets you lit. And I'm a coffee drinker. I drink it, and I'm like shaking.
Wow, people are scared of boba's not terrible. It's really yummy. But I guess if you don't like tapioca pudding, you would not like boba because it's basically puffed up tapioca pearls, so they're chewy. Waterny, that's funny. Your mom was trying to travel with her stainless steel French press. The TSA was like, hold on, ma'am. What is this metal cylinder?
Hey, Isaiah the Knight, if you're listening, but seriously though, everyone you know is a good cook, so fix your brother a plate. I am that Eddie Murphy meme. There's a meme of Eddie Murphy standing on the street, and it's like, when you, what does it say? It's when you're the ex-husband, but everybody you know still cooks good, and he's like, "Don't forget to get me a plate." I am that guy. I am literally that guy.
Jello ones in the bowl, but that I don't know. I love meat. This ruffler foot, ruffling feet are amazing. You should make sure you use give your ruffler foot some love this week and let me know what you made next week, or just played with it.
I can't believe I pulled out the dial-up brew.
Squares of Jello in the iced coffee or tea. That I've not heard of, but I don't know. In Russia, they sweeten their tea with jelly, like jam. It's
Really?
good. Yeah, it's nice.
Do you know what I started doing, which is so unhealthy? Because
What
it's a
now?
poor man's mocha. I started pouring Hershey syrup in my coffee.
You, uh,
It's,
you you need to make sure you don't get the beatus.
I think I have it sometimes. Sometimes I think I have the beaties and I just don't know it. It would explain a lot of my Doctor Who behavior.
Oh my god, yeah, we started watching You on Netflix. Pretty interesting creeper stalker story.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but that wasn't the best. We saw on Mark Crobert's suggestion the, what it was it the end of the world, the end of us with Seth Rogen and James Franco and Jonah Hill. Like, so if you either like those kinds of movies or you don't like those kinds of movies, and that's a-okay. But that one was really funny.
Oolong tea is so good.
Oh, they're having a fancy tea talk. Oolong, Poo Earth, pretty much all black teas. I use a Gawain occasionally. Yes, apricot jam for the for the win. Mocha. I got my sister a subscription. There's this, what's it? Dragon's Treasure Tea. It blends his own tea blends based off anime characters and anime. So you get fancy tea and anime if that's your jam. Let's see here. Waternay Bernadette Banner was annoyed with pin tucks on her Mary Poppins dress. I gently let her know she likely had a tuck marker with her treadle accessories. Right, I know. The tuck, using the tucking foot, like, I think all these details were fancy because, well, the stitching on this is absolutely atrocious. So we won't look at that. But you have a tool that does a job, it makes your life so much easier. This guy I used to know would take a whole tote bag full of Tupperware containers to every cookout he'd go to. He'd walk away with a couple weeks of food. Yes.
He would have loved my grandmother. She did not let you leave without leftovers.
Right.
She
Oh,
thought everyone was too skinny or too fat, at least when we were younger.
right. It's both. You were too fat and too skinny all at the same time. Let's see here. I think we're talking about Bernadette still. She only straight stitches on her 28 and 27. I know.
Wow. I do have certain machines like my 301A. I only like it's a straight stitch, but I only use it for a straight stitch because I have all kinds of attachments. No, that's what it was made for. I use it only for that, and it still throws down a perfect stitch. I wondered why those machines were so coveted, and I know why.
I mean, Brunhilde is technically only a straight stitch, but I will gladly use all of the accessories I have to make the most out of her because I spent $99 on a box of 5 presser feet for my baby lock, and you know how many times I've used those? I've got like a Teflon, a weird modern pin tucker that I don't even understand.
That's why
And
I'm really
another one's
glad that you.
$100 for 5 presser feet.
That's why I'm glad that you guys talked me out of buying that sewing machine with the bag. I guarantee you, I have the machine, and they wanted $100 for that machine in the bag. I forgot to say that.
Oh God, no, that was it. Yep, no.
They wanted $100 for like a 1980s. I just wanted the bag,
I know, because it looked like a bowling bag. The
but they don't.
bag was the best thing about that machine.
They don't negotiate there. They negotiate this much, but they're not. They don't stretch. They don't stretch. I don't even press them.
Oh, that's funny. So we know Bernadette Banner has a talking foot, and either she didn't realize it or didn't want to use it. Well, to each their everybody can sew their costumes and clothes the way they like. I'm not going to begrudge anybody. But why press when you can just use your tucker foot? Yep, Killer, you can get away with most stuff. You just need a straight stitch. Oh, poor Bernadette. By the time I was able to let her know she was done with the pin tucks. Wait, what did you say? About $100 for 5 presser? Yes, I know. Baby Lock like screwed me over, and I was dumb and didn't know any better.
If it makes you feel any better, I bought what I thought were specialty parts for Baby Lock. I just didn't know the sizes, and I paid extra money just because it said Baby Lock on it.
Right, because Baby Lock's proprietary, but then they're still owned by Brother or whatever. That Brother parts are interchangeable with
I
the
didn't
Baby
know.
Lock, and you're like, I didn't know either. I was young and dumb once.
So,
Banner does like to. She wrote that whole. Does anybody have Bernadette's hand stitching book? Just because I haven't bought it yet. She didn't know the tuck maker existed. Maybe not.
I think it's time to make another kilt and another mini sewing machine video because I haven't had
You
a
haven't tortured
breakthrough.
yourself enough recently.
I'm gonna tell you, from the YouTuber standpoint, I hate those things, but I always get 1,000 something views on those on mini sewing machine videos.
People just like miniatures. It's like they like doll houses and like it's will never
I'm
go out of
gaudy.
fashion. I don't think.
I'm a gaudy human. I like big things. I like things. I got big giant hands, a big head, big face. I,
I like the bigger the better.
I
None of
need
this
something
like
that
tiny stuff.
I need something that takes 2 people to carry.
Do you like the book Water Day? Is it worth getting, or just I want to get it just to support her at some time?
Hey, skids.
SVC International owns so many sewing machine companies. I can't argue.
That's like when people were like, I'm gonna boycott Bud Light. I was like, stop drinking beer, bro. They own
Seriously,
everything.
that's like trying to boycott Nestle or something.
Yep.
Like you need like the spreadsheet with you at the grocery store.
Oh, it'd hurt your feelings if you knew who they really owned, like
Right. And then people were like, "Oh, go to Modella," but Modella is owned by a different company in this country, Constellation. but internationally, Model is still owned by Bud. So it's like, whatever. Just, I don't know, pick your battles. Is it
I've
worth
been like
it?
that lately. Just they're owned by everything. People like sewing machines because they don't want to use the money or space for anything proper. The problem is even the tiny tailor doesn't have the power. I'm impatient. I don't want to sit there and the machine goes rah, rah, rah. It works. It throws a perfect stitch, but it's slower. No one has time for that.
Right? Sleeping is good. There's nothing wrong with afternoon naps. You've browsed it, but not yet read it. She is, let's see here. Does Kilroy not care for Bernadette? That's okay. It seems like that group of sewing costumers is really clicky because I heard somebody complaining about when they used to show up at like costume college and they were like this tight, like her costuming drama, Morgan Donner. I'm gonna forget that they all kind of like came up together and they're kind of clicky. No, we shouldn't. We can't and don't all like the same thing.
I can see that. I watch a bunch of fashion designers that are the cattiest human beings I've ever seen in my life. And like they fight so much. I'm like, how do you guys have time to design clothes?
Right.
Or they're always promoting this or that or at some event. And I'm like, but they're legitimate designers. They're like, you could look
Right.
their stuff up, you know?
Hillary loves their Athena. That thing can go faster than me. Falling asleep and getting a good nap is good. I know. That's
I
why I like Brunhild. She's nice and she's just my speed. Because if I am at my electric machine, or my modern electric, I drive faster than I can sew. And I, not that I don't roll off the seams on Brunhild because I miss it, but at least I can slow down a little bit. They had a meet and greet at costuming college. Everybody seems nice. Oh, so have you been? I debate every year for the past 3 years about going down. What do you guys think about the Riccar sewing machine? The Riccar machines. Can't speak to it. I need another. Bring on the next expert, please.
where's my hold on? Because it might be something that I have seen. I just don't know the name of it. Like I kind of want to buy one of those. I think it's sale right, just because they're constantly advertising. But then I looked at the price; they're like $4,000, $5,000 sewing machines, but they're constantly advertising to me constantly.
Right, they're like you got sucker written on your forehead. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
but I'm a sucker, but I'm not a fool.
Right, fair.
That's
Right.
different. Like I'm not going to spend that much money, you know.
Let's see here. What are they? I wasn't there for the whole event trying to socialize. That makes sense. I see groups come and go over the years. Used to be quilters and designers, then YouTube influencers. Yep, killer. Let's see here. That's exactly why I don't like that whole gaggle of sewing YouTubers. Too much of a clicky, walled off enclave. Ellie says, Butterfly, that's a good machine. Mid
What year
century
is it?
Japanese tanks. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, I love Japanese clones. Everyone knows that that's my thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's your jam.
that Japanese clothes are my thing. I pulled out my dressmaker just because I was like, you know what, I need some change around here. That thing's a beast. It's an industrial machine. Like change my mind and tell me that it's not. My dressmaker is a beast.
I don't have that one. I'm new to the. Did not set up to be a sewing machine hoarder. This was not my new goal in my like next half of my life.
You can justify it by being a broker like I am. But see, here's the problem. I started keeping more than I sold, and I had to just admit to myself I'm a hoarder. Like I
Yeah,
had to look
no,
in the
I'm
mirror and be like,
not.
William, you're a hoarder.
I like all the machines I have. I need to break. Next week might be the electrical machine showdown because I'm gonna take off this. We're gonna learn me how to take off this parts from this Eldridge that needs to be removed, and then help me figure out what I need to buy to replace it. I don't really know.
I need to get. They're trying to sell me one of those machines now for $4,000. I need to back away.
Right, let's see here.
Back
Repair can
away.
be difficult to get parts for. Starlight is overpriced, can get almost new for over half price when available. There. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking at the star. Okay, that's good. So basically, it is.
They look so
They're
pretty.
not the best for other reasons. There's a small one I'm thinking about getting. What's the price?
Machine Brokerage LLC, patent pending, patent pending, patent
Yes,
pending. I like that.
it's already been trademarked. It's here on the stream.
Oh, that's funny. I do though. It justifies my madness. Like I'm one of those people. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So I need
Right.
something to offset my insane habits.
Yeah.
Young Mister Sewing. If you're wondering why we can take these extravagant trips, that's why. Because there are zealots out there that will buy sewing machines for thousands of dollars.
It's true.
But see, that's why I have to stay away from those satellite, sail light, whatever they're called.
Starlight.
I want one so bad. But it's because they're constantly trying to sell me one. It's on my YouTube feed, it's on my
Yep.
Instagram, on my Twitter.
I know. I've been getting all the fabric ones. There's that one Bulgarian fabrics from Europe, but their minimum order is 650 euros. And then there's shipping. I'm like, I can't. I can't. Do not. No. But I've got my new place. It's going to be the Fabric Arts Collective. I can get free stuff, $3 a yard stuff, and then significantly more expensive stuff. You just need to come and visit. We go shopping.
I'm down. It's summer. You know what's so funny? Because Isaiah, both of us, we stay up all night. We're like crazy people. We stay up till I forgot it was summer. Because we just hang out. Like, okay, school's not on, let's just hang out. So we need an extravagant trip. Minimum 650 is painful. That made me think of that fabric, that weird fabric that what's her face wore that was like one of the most expensive fabrics that's out there. It's like a couple $100 a yard. No thing. I wouldn't know what to do. Like I would sit there and be like, I paid this much money. I can't cut this. I can't.
No, I know. That's when you like just drape a slinky dress and use as minimal seams as possible because at that price, it better be like hand embroidered with the fanciest A.B. Swarovski crystals and some netted lace that some little Italian granny like spent 6 months making.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I could never justify spending that much.
No.
There's a machine that the portable Cellerite is based on, made by Toyota. Put them on side by side, and they look like, ooh, see, Alibaba, I knew you would know. I'm an impulsive person, so I know not to buy these things. Just because I want them, I know, like, okay, I need to do my research first.
Right, and it's not even $650. It was 650 euros, so I think that's like $800 because the euro's more like for 750.
It's something close. It's something.
That fabric better like sing and dance and sew itself.
Because of Brexit, there's a lot of metal patches I quit buying.
It's not even the color changing fiber optic. It's just a dead stock designer fabric warehouse.
The one I was talking about was the color changing fiber optic fabric.
Everybody complained about that. I want some, but I've seen everybody struggle with it also, so I've learned how to manage it better. Because you can only sew it and cut it in one direction, because if you cut the fiber optics, then they're dead. So you have to really think about what you're going to do. Like, you got to pleat it and gather it. And
there was a guy who actually made like a color changing dress, but really it was just a giant screen. If you ask personally, because they could put anything on the dress, you know?
Yeah, right.
These are the things that I'm watching at 3:30 in the morning on YouTube when I should be sleeping.
Right. I have too many tables. I'm losing my scissors behind me. I've got like stuff to the right of me, stuff to the left of me, now stuff behind me. I'm lost in the schmata shop.
That's what a lot of those boutiques things do. Take a product and rebadge it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, young Mr. Sewing, Grandma went to a fashion show, so we got a bunch of swag and free stuff like coffee cups. And
Ooh.
because my son and I, we fight over stuff, we got two coffee. Grandma was smart enough to get two coffee cups.
Which show did she go to? That's the important question for the day.
Grandma is a seroptimist, and they're
Okay.
they put on all these charities, and I'm not even doxing her, but Pam made cake pops,
Cute.
and she put her face on it, and I'm like, can I eat
Wow.
that? Can I eat
Right?
that?
Is that weird? That's not like eating gummy bears.
Like, can I eat the crown part around it?
Go for it.
I have so no, I because I actually eat healthy, I get stomach aches easily. So I try
So
not
just take a little nibble. You don't need a huge. You need to eat the whole thing.
I'm not as much of an explorer, but I thought that was hilarious with those cake pops.
That is pretty funny. Oh, but I'm still waiting for somebody to guess my project. If not, in a couple months when I'm
Um,
done. Okay,
so
there's
you're not a rodeo clown,
not for that project.
okay? Because I know because I asked you no because I asked you and you said no. I'm running down the line of everything you've already said no to. You're not skinning Muppets.
Nope.
Um, it's not drapes.
Nope. It's a
Curtains.
garment. It's a
Okay.
wearable thing.
Um,
Why would a short human like I need such a giant piece of fabric for anything?
I'm dramatic. I wear capes. I'm 5'9". I wear giant. Would make them with giant trains. Like I have my first like capes and all the stuff I used to make. They're so big. I have to keep them in the closet because they're huge.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're let's see here. Water day. Hey, maybe you have all have an informed opinion. I'm thinking of the next machine I want to restore, deciding between White 651, Nekchi BU, Wonder Wheel, and a FOF 332. If you grab a bottle of Chianti, I'm running.
I'm biased towards the FOF, but that's just because I used to watch Nancy Zeman on PBS as a kid. So the second I hear FOF, I hear the music. Do 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 do. And for anyone interested, she's still on YouTube and she will be preserved for as long as mankind's around teaching people how to sew. She passed away a
Awesome.
couple years ago.
A cloak of invisibility. I think we might have some type of a winner. Actually, you both kind of guessed it. Yes, because there's that whole everybody makes their cape for Cape Timber. So, yes, we finally yes, it is my Cape Timber project.
I spent the week camping and soaking in some hot springs. Jealous. Jealous.
Yes. Oh my god. I will take me some hot springs, please. Wow, what is off these stitches? It look disgusting.
Oh.
Socially acceptable public nudity. Yes.
So here in the state of California, for anyone who's interested, you can legally sit in San Francisco and Los Angeles with your chesticles out while at any restaurant.
And
You can legally it was a loophole in a law because a man can.
right. Just let those testicles fly free.
But San Francisco is the only city where I've ever seen people do it, where they're like literally like nudists walking around. But it's San Francisco.
Right. They're probably all. Are they like sober folks, or are they just high on meth?
This was literally 20 something years ago. Like most of
Okay,
my
so
references are like from 20 something, gosh, has it really
yeah,
been
it's
that
been a
long?
hot minute.
Yeah, they're like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old around there. I always say, like I had a dream of living in San Francisco. My surfboard still has the hole that I got in Golden Gate Park. I could never afford to live there.
No,
Ever.
not anymore. And why live in a city where you need a map of where the public poop is? Like, it's just gone
It's tame.
downhill.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the San Francisco that I wanted to live in doesn't even exist anymore. But like
No, it doesn't.
I lived in downtown LA 20 years ago and would walk around in peace.
Right now, you're like scared to drive down there without a gaggle of
I
humans
am
with
so,
who might be or not, might not be packing.
but part of me is like, am I in my own head? You know?
I don't think so, unfortunately. You have a free arm and a bed extender for your faff. Yeah, I think you just made it easy for yourself, honey. But why would you want to do that? My bosoms get googled more than I want already. It's true. I can see both all of these arguments. It's just the principle. Like, why do the nips need to be covered? But yes, I'm not. I like nice feeling corsets, preferably for my boulder holder duties.
Is that a Nietzsche?
Yeah, I think
Which
that's.
one?
I don't know how you say that one.
I had to downsize it. I wish I had to I could keep it. That was before I was working on machines. There's a couple machines that I had like that.
Oh, hello. Who's in my waiting room?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Awesome, awesome.
Oh, it's
So how was
nothing.
camping?
Hi. It was good. It was good. Hung out with the friend and the kiddo, and uh, we went down to Buckeye Hot Springs and some other places, kind of a little south of us here. But it was nice. It was nice.
You went to
Then
Buckeye,
we
Arizona?
no, California here.
Oh, okay.
We went up north through Nevada and then back down and looped around back into California, and it's in
Crazy.
the what is the Eastern Sierras, I think. But it was nice. It was nice, Met some interesting people, soaked in some interesting hot springs, and camped in some interesting places, and it was real nice.
That's
Had to get
awesome.
away.
I consider I think everybody should get a vacation.
What's that? I need to get my car fixed first. Or
I
just
haven't
I want to go to the coast, but I need to make sure that my wheels will make it there safely and back.
as someone who used to go to Vegas every weekend, I haven't had one since COVID because I'm scared of humans.
Well, I was scared of humans before that, so it made leaving a challenge.
Well, the casinos just started like they got caught lying and um I'm subscribed to a bunch of compulsive gamblers because I used to be one. And there was a woman who was openly bragging about having COVID and she walked into a casino coughing on stuff.
Yeah, that's just not
Jesus
nice.
Christ.
And like I don't care what side of the fence you are, that lady's trying to kill me. Because I can't breathe on a good day.
Yeah. Speaking of, we swung by Boomtown in Reno and spent a couple of days up there. And yeah, it's great. No, it's just, we had our dog with us too, so we'd like a smoking room that has a dog, and they're like, we'll just keep you as far away from everybody as we can.
So did you stay in Reno?
Oh, we stayed in Boomtown.
I love Reno. Biggest little city in America.
Yep. It's definitely a fun little area. I mean, it's definitely not a Vegas, but it's definitely a fun little area.
I I kind of had a semi Vegas experience in Reno. Reno's extremely spread out, but that's a West Coast thing. Like Arizona is like that too. Like you have to have a car.
Yeah. Okay, so it's neck key. Good to know.
Oh, Necky.
There's chat. Ellie says the Wonder Wheel option can be threaded easily and Threaded and converted, good to know. Modern day, I'm thinking of making a universal-ish treadle table. That sounds like a fun idea. I know, I was joking. Yesterday I thought I was going to be the home for wayward non-singers until one literally fell into my lap.
You officially have a vintage singer sewing machine in your house.
I do.
See, you start with one in a year from now. Cue the montage. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut this. In a year from now, you're gonna have like one on the wall, one hanging from the ceiling.
No, my goal is to still collect like the weirdos because I've got my Eldridge, I've got my White, the one like because everybody wants a singer, and I'm like, who's the wayward home for the not singers?
I'm always looking for the oddballs, but because of where I live, the prices are just unreal.
Yeah.
Well, Skits, while you were driving around, did you see any like thrift stores out in the middle of nowhere or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Did you look for
That's
sewing machines
crazy.
while you were traveling?
Well, that's one of the reasons I love taking off roads, and like I miss traveling for that very reason, because you find just the most odd stores out in the middle of nowhere.
I was absolutely amazed. Like we were driving through some like they had literally had like a population of like 40 people, and they still had like old school bookstores and a VHS rental store, and like I'm like, oh
What?
good God.
You went back
Yeah.
in time. You time
Right.
traveled on your vacation.
To be fair, Video Depot is still in my town. It's the same woman who ran it when I was a kid, but she's a hustler. She has a UPS store in it. She's a Notary Republic. She does alterations. Like, you know, she's a
Jack of all, a human of all trades.
she's the one I buy. I buy all my VHS old anime off of her.
There you go.
Gotta have a dealer for
Yeah.
everything.
Gotta get your fix.
Well, I didn't like a long time ago. She guilted me, and she walked up to me and she remembered my first and last name.
Whoa.
And I was like,
Wow.
whoa. And I do not look like I did 20 something 30 years ago. I've known her since I was a grommet, you know?
Grommet.
Let's see. Oh, killer! I could use a week in Buffalo or Pittsburgh. Telling you that much. I could. No, going to Buffalo takes some time, but Buffalo's not bad. You wait till the smoke goes away. Jesus.
You know, I have not seen the sun in almost a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Oh my God. That was we were in the freaking mountains when it started thunderstorming and lightning, and we were in a tent, and it was freaking insane.
Where are we? What? This used to be the West Coast. This was like the hot time of year, you know?
I know
Right.
my grass is still green. I'm like, what's
wearing
going on? New York
long
stole my fire.
I'm layered. I'm wearing multiple layers. I had to change because I was working and rollerblading earlier, but I'm wearing multiple layers. Like,
Well,
it's cold.
Killer, if you haven't been, just go to Corning and go to the Museum of Glass. Arnott Mall's not anything to look at, but the Glass Museum is good.
Alexa,
The Notary
temperature right now?
Republic. Coffee time. All right, get your coffee, Alien. Hurry up.
It's Notary Public.
My aunt introduced me to buffalo wings in Buffalo back in the day. But in Buffalo, it's just called chicken wings. They're not called buffalo wings in Buffalo. They're just chicken wings.
I've always wondered about that. Like, what do they call Canadian bacon in Canada?
We'll have to wait till Allie comes back, but
French
we
toast.
probably just call
It's
it
called
bacon.
toast.
Tom Green answered that. He's like, we just call it effing bacon.
Right?
Good old Tom Green.
I waffle back and forth whether, like, when I see people on TV, I'm like, I can hang out with that guy. And other people, I'm like, no, that guy would be so annoying. I waffle back and forth with Tom Green because he's still Tom Green.
He is. He's still hilarious though. Like his mannerisms. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Like
Bro, do you know what's so sad? I grew up watching skate videos. Okay, I'm from a certain era. I grew up watching CKY videos. I think all the jackass guys are idiots, but I have a soft heart. I look at them like family because I literally grew up. We're all the same age. Ryan Dunn died. Like let's be real, you know. It's
Yeah,
sad.
Bam Margera's getting the short end of the shit stick.
I saw that on Twitter and I was like, I can't out enough Twitter for the day. I want to cry. I want to cry.
Oh, speaking of, we didn't even mention R.I.P. the Iranian Sheik. No, the wrestler?
The Iron Sheik passed away.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go to Twitter.
You didn't know that was like 3 days ago.
No, I stay away from society because the world's a depressing place. I obsessively watch Star Trek.
Yeah, no, the Iron Sheik
No.
was in his last match.
Oh.
Oh, I'm like, why? Of course it won't. Because I was looking for spoilers for RuPaul's Drag Race. Of course, Iron Sheik RuPaul's Drag Race will not pop up.
Okay.
Oh, he really did 4 days ago.
He did. No,
he
really did die.
Do you know on Twitter, he would call everybody an SOB and he hated Hulk Hogan. Every week he would be like, I just want to remind you, I think Hulk Hogan's a piece of S. Every week. He hated Hulk Hogan. He had the best Twitter. Oh! But OJ Simpson. Oh, and Pat Robertson's finally on the highway.
Oh, let's see here. Waternay found a set of Robotech DVDs at the Goodwill. The nostalgia was strong and they went home. I know, Killer. It's true. When you live in certain places, they're just called spicy wings or chicken wings. It's not buffalo wings. Right, but that was before buffalo wings were a thing outside of Buffalo. Right, because now they've got the Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant, which I've not been to as a matter of principle because they probably don't cook them to my person's expectations.
I can't look at this. I might start crying for real. That's my childhood. I might start crying. I can't even look at those videos.
Sorry. Oh. Well, not sorry, because you needed to know.
No, I did. Because if I was by myself, I would have been like, oh, I'm not emotionally prepared for this.
I know it was a couple days ago that happened.
Twitter is a fist fight that I stopped walking into. Yeah. Twitter's just. I finally went and like saw all the hate videos that people put out for me, and I'm like, bro, I don't even have enough attention or time for stuff like that.
Right? Yeah.
I'm too old for this drama.
I don't have the patience.
You know what? And I'm not even a peace-loving kind of guy. I'm a leave people alone kind of person. Like, you don't have a problem with me? Okay, you go this way. We can have mutual friends. We can be at the same party and not have to hang out. You know,
right.
It's okay.
I've got my corner. It's fine.
I don't think people realize how big the internet is.
I know. Yes, he is doing the camel clutch now in heaven.
Oh,
and Chico's your favorite too. Oh, we are really dating ourselves, but we're not the youngest shit on the interwebs.
That is that's so freaking sad.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Professional wrestling, as weird as it is, like, had such like a big part of so many like young people, especially our generation's lives.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
like I still use an email address that I made when I was 13 years old that has Kevin Nash in the name of it, and like, yeah, big sexy.
I was asked to stop calling people jabronis in an email.
I still work. You're being racist against Italians because you can't say Dagos anymore either without getting looked at funny.
Do you know what's really funny? I worked with an Italian guy that used to say that all the time, and I said, "Bro, look, you can't say this in public too loud because you will get us both beat up."
I know. It's like the Polish steam shovel, the Guidos, the Dagos. There's certain things that I don't anymore, but they're I guess technically racist.
My father had a million nicknames for me, okay? And he called me Guido. Is that racist? He called all the time. My dad, Guido, because I was a goon. And if someone was saying something to my dad, I'd come up behind him and be like, oh, really? What do you have to say? What are you talking about?
Where'd you get that?
Or like he called me heathen. I'm not a pagan. I'm not a pagan, but I love that word because he like, all right, heathens, we got to go to church and pretend like we care. Like he would say that every Sunday. He would say that every Sunday.
That's quite the oxymoron of turn of hands.
He was basically telling us don't act like an idiot in church.
Right. I know.
I love it.
Twitter's like a mindless time suck that it's, but I've tried to curate it to folks that I actually enjoy. The more you engage with something, the more they'll feed it to you. So if you don't like something, just scroll on by. Don't waste your time looking.
I've amassed like 3,000 something people, and like that's the only reason I haven't nuked my Twitter, because for some reason people like my stuff. You know, it's the only reason. And I'm at this point I'm posting reprints from like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and people are still subscribing.
Oh man, yeah, I don't post very much. I post more on the Instas because it's on my phone. I don't have Twitter on my phone. It's only on my computer, so that helps to limit my my tweeting.
Oh, you know, Kilroy brings up a very valid point. I say, as Skits, and I've already had this conversation, I call everybody brother. I call women brother. I call my ex-wife brother. I call her dude, bro.
Come on, bro.
Come on, brother. Wrestling, the 80s and 90s wrestling references are valid. Are you kidding me? Like, okay, let's be real. I wear jorts and a black t-shirt. I still dress like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Come at me. I don't care. Come at me.
Let me, bro.
But yeah, I also, I think out of necessity call essentially everybody brother. Like in the army, everybody had their name right there on their chest. After I got out, I was in the sheriff's department. Everybody had their name right there on their chest. And now it's like, hi.
I don't know how to call you. Where's your name badge, please? Yeah. You confused me.
What's going on, brother?
It is. And where I live, like buddy is offensive. If you call it, hey buddy, you're gonna get in a fist fight. We're not Canadian. You'll get in a fist fight. I don't even know. Do they say that in Canada? I'm so curious now.
I don't know if Ellie's come back yet to update us on our lack of Canadian knowledge and experience.
Or is that South Park just being racist towards Canadians?
I'm not your buddy, friend.
But
I'm not your
I
friend.
guess it's better than calling everybody beaver.
You beaver licking maple leaf.
I have a t-shirt. I have the oddest t-shirt collection on earth, and I have a I Heart Beaver t-shirt.
Well, who shouldn't have an I Heart Beaver t-shirt? Like, does it have a Bucky Beaver on it, or is it the other beaver?
It says the words I with a red heart. It says I Heart Beaver. Every time I wear it, women like salute me. They're like, "Yes, sir. I'm so glad that you do. You don't act like it, but I'm glad."
I hope this bobbin is for my Eldridge because it's too. No, there we go.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was going to fit for my white, but the white bobbin is got a bigger diameter, but they're the same height.
I had that same problem. They did that on purpose.
White that's bigger. Oh, sorry.
I know, it's wide and skinny.
Write
but
that
not,
down. Write that down.
Long enough.
I have that problem. I made a video about it because I was so clueless. If you go back, there's a Where's My Bobbin when I was really bored one night. I made a 30-second video of me talking to myself. I bought which one was it? Oh, it was this guy. I bought this guy and I did not have the proper bobbin for it. And I thought I did. I went crazy. Looking for it, but I didn't have it.
I know. Why did all these machines be so the same but so different? They're like they are like blood pressure cuffs. They all work the same way in the end, but everybody's got their nuances that makes them special and confusing.
So true. So true.
Now you've got to drink beers, whiskey, and tequila. Can I just get a gin, please? I like the clear alcohols. Bud or Dude is from our resident Canadian.
Here's my thing, like with Twitter, I've sadly
Dude, where's my bobbin?
that's a great
Where's my
video.
bobbin?
That is such a good video. That is such a I was trying. That's like I look back at some of my old videos and I was like, bro, you were trying so hard. Good for you. Good for you. But I
Give
didn't
yourself a high
realize
five.
they all had different sizes. I was a bit of a singer rookie, you know.
Fair. Oh, let's see here. What a name. I got on some sort of list probably when I agreed that the dictionary example for rabid should not be feminist fair anyway. However, it was. I can't see some tweets. Yeah, people use. I mean, and I think if we don't like, if folks are being problematic, it's okay to hit the block or mute buttons on your social medias. You can curate what you see. You can turn the channel. You don't have to engage. You can say, "You're not welcome in my playground."
No
Yeah.
other site has ever caused more drama in my life than Twitter, and I'm on Facebook with ex-girlfriends, with exes.
I know it's not. I agree, Kilroy. Even now, bobbins are different. You'd figure they would have got a clue and standardized exactly. Like, why not just have it the same? Go on the old machines because the mass producing was only half there. Sometimes they really like just the bobbins they came with. You might need to try a few. I know. I've got quite the collection now. I'm gonna have to start getting like little sticky tapes with like letters and like alphabet or notate somehow what bobbin goes to what thing because I'm starting to forget. Because now that I've got this many sewing machines,
Funny you would
Can you
say
imagine how
that. Like,
God this feels?
oh,
I can't. I don't have that much real estate in my like whole house. I've
I've
been
been
living in
looking
the
for
hoard.
this. This is a bobbin case for a 301A,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, did I lose it? I was like, oh, I broke my old golden rule because I don't separate the pieces from the sewing machines. That's like
Right.
my
If it's
golden
fortunate enough to
rule.
come with the bobbin needs to stay with and the bobbin casings. Like there's some
Oh,
stuff you could replace, like needles. Most needles fit in most machines, to my experience. I'm sure Ali will correct me if I'm wrong.
because that machine, it's a beast. But like specialty parts, man, you lose one part, it's a paperweight.
Yeah, and you can't always find a replacement on eBay.
Or it's someone like me who will charge you out the wazoo.
You're like, you want this one piece that's $50.
Capitalist. I'm surprised Alibaba doesn't know my real name. I sell all kinds of stuff on my real name. You probably just haven't found my page yet.
Oh, that's true. Even when they didn't have bobbin for the bottom thread, the two spool design, the spool is different now. I know. I that's something. Who has a chain stitch machine in their collection?
Oof. Oof. I wonder if there is a sewing museum on the West Coast.
There is. Ellie told us about it. It's the you have to make an appointment. There is one. It
I'm
was
gonna
like
open up.
four streams ago.
I'm gonna open up a museum across the street from them.
Yes. And all you show off is no sewing machines. We just show off bobbins.
Yeah.
This is the museum of bobbins. I know buying a bobbin case separately can cost as much as the whole dang sewing machine. I know. There are still hundreds of different needles for modern machines, just not domestics. Okay.
I
So
knew
I'm
you would,
good.
Alibaba. I
I
knew
right.
you
I'm
would.
like, if I missay something, I know it'll be corrected, and I'm not offended. I can take a joke, and most of the time, just certain days of the month where I'm like,
What you got, Skits?
yeah,
What you
chitty
got?
chitty chitty. I thought that was
um,
a
I
thermometer.
wish I had
Nope,
the
it's a
lungs.
pen.
I'm so jealous.
Tokyo rose 98%.
Oh, right.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm
the
so
Wilcock and
jealous.
Gibbs. So it only takes one spool. I've seen that's what Engineering Knits has one of those Wilcocks and Gibbs
The Victorian sweatshop. Dun, dun, dun,
is
dun.
on the
Back to
West
some fun.
Coast. Yes, please. I've got the the Jewish version, we are in the schmata shop at the circus. The circus schmata shop because all we sew is rags around here, or sew with rags.
You
Yeah, we had
remind me
to.
of. Oh, go ahead, Sid. Sorry.
I said we had to pick up plenty of hens. For there's a lot of driving, and
Right. And the
I mean,
kids
not
old
that I
enough
would
you can
drive
smoke
under
in
the
the back
influence.
seat.
Geez, no.
No, okay. I know nothing. Sorry, I know nothing. I know nothing about kids.
Nah, I mean he's old enough. He doesn't.
Right. No, not that he partook, but that you wouldn't get in trouble if you did. Yeah, right. That's what I surmise, but I don't want to. There, yep. I got what you're laying down. We figured it out eventually.
Sorry, I was looking at museums on the West Coast.
No, you just need to Google the Victorian sweatshop. We have the
I
name
did,
of the museum.
but then a bunch of scandals from Victorian England popped up.
Then I start feeling sad.
Right.
We were having that conversation like last night. I am not a debater because I think it's weird that people go to the past, dredge something up to argue about it, and it's like, bro, that's already come and gone.
Yeah, that would have been a splurge. You found a Wilcox and Gibbs with motor and all the attachments. That is a splurge. All I know about kids is they have to get off my lawn. Oh, Killer Ray! You make me laugh. You're gonna make me be like the stamp or the magnet I saw that I'm gonna be crying down my leg.
I'm such a get off my lawn kind of person. I have a blinker that tells the cats to get off my lawn, and I like cats.
Yeah.
You still there, Skids?
Yep. I think. Nope. You
Oh,
just
you're
muted
muted.
yourself. Nope. Still muted.
No, his mic was off for a second. It was like way off. It was like his voice was not matching his. It trips me out. It's kind of like, have you ever had that weird vertigo when you're parking and someone's backing up when you're moving forward? It makes me seasick. That's why I could never be in the Navy. I could never be in the Navy ever. It's the strangest thing.
My friend had to oust the neighbor kids who were playing ball in his lawn. Later, he realized he'd become that guy. Yeah, it happens.
I was like a nightmare. Maybe she's will restart and come back. Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
I had camera issues earlier. I had a camera, lost a camera. What camera do I want to buy? Well, no, it's going to be another Canon DSLR because I've already got 2 lenses for it. So I'm going to use something that I can use my lenses on.
where do you draw that line? I have a question because like the cop's neighbor kid was bumping his speakers at 12:30 at night. He just randomly turned them on. I had about 25 minutes of patience and I opened the garage door and I walked outside. I was like, are you kidding me? It's 12:30 at night. Am I wrong for doing that?
No, if your neighborhood has a noise ordinance, like we can only have loud music till like 9 or 10 o'clock. There's like a time limit.
Yeah.
If the town says no, then it doesn't matter whose kid it is. You're like, bring. There's a noise problem.
But they're all semi-scared of me, so they do what I say, even though
Well,
me and their
I mean,
parents
I agree. I think you should start with like politely yelling at them, and then if that doesn't work, then escalate as appropriate.
I didn't curse. I just showed them how amazingly annoyed I was.
Fair.
And it worked. And guess what? He doesn't do bump at 12:30 at night
He's not an asshole so much anymore.
No, but they like. I know how their parents raised them, so they respect their elders. They're Mormons. They're weird. Mormons are so weird. It's the weirdest religion I've ever been around. But like they were raised with hardcore respect.
Yeah.
So if I ask him to do something, he'll stop doing it, you know?
Well, that's good. Then I think that start with the lowest intervention necessary and work outwards.
Have a great night, butterfly.
Good night, honey.
I'll be showing up with pictures.
All right, Waternight keeps eyeing that Sony ZV-10. I haven't looked. I've never owned a Sony. I think I'm gonna end up with another Canon if I'm like gonna be honest with myself and others. I just haven't decided
Oh,
which.
my camera. That camera, that's my old camera. I dropped it. It still works periodically, but like I dropped $1,000 camera.
Oof.
Yeah, and then I got this.
Right, you've got a camcorder camera now.
Yeah, this is my baby. This is my absolute baby. I like when I travel with this thing, I have a bag for it. I drive slow with this in the car.
Right. You don't even drive that slow for a sewing machine.
Oh no, I sit in the back of the truck. I'm making a hard left, like I'm trying to get home. Parts are flying off. I'm like,
I gotta
I
go plug
can
this
fix
shit in.
I can fix that. There was one time something fell off of the blind stitcher. I was like, Isaiah was like, a screw fell out. I said, keep going. I can fix it. Keep going.
I'll just get the industrial magnet. I'll find that screw.
What was I listening to? Oh, that's super copyrighted. I was listening to
my screen.
I was skating to Eye of the Tiger. Let's see what this. There we go. There's me with my little behind the scenes.
Yes.
Me with my Cubs jersey on. In the gym. So I will have a video out soon. I just have to narrate my madness.
Yeah, dropping expensive cameras sucks. Dropping any expensive thing sucks.
It still kind of works, but I screamed no for real. Like it was blood curling. Like it'd been a long time.
I got water running in my bathroom. I need to pop out real quick and manage this. Let's see.
It had been a while since I had screamed like that. This camera is super expensive, but I absolutely love my Canon. The Sony, I won't even lie, had way more options though. Way more options, but the Canon is the 4K is more crisp. I don't know why, I don't know how, but you could go back because I've been filming in 4K this entire time. Literally from my first video, you could go all the way back. All of them are in 4K. And the quality looks better on my newer videos. And I don't know. It's because of the Canon camera. But the Sony had a gajillion options on it. Maybe I just didn't have the balance right. I don't know. It was a complicated camera. Let's see if But I've been pulling this camera out lately because I'm going to do that weird YouTuber thing with 2 cameras. Oh, it's still the handy cam. This thing still has power. I wonder if there's a video on here. Do you know what's so funny, Kilroy? I just saw your comment, and I am such a consumer American. I wouldn't even know where to begin on that. I agree with you. 4K, maybe 4K is a scam. Do you guys think 4K is a scam?
Yeah, I'll just get a 1080. It's fine.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yay, fixed it. I'm sorry.
Yes, we're no longer in a Verizon commercial.
Because and this is no brag, like this still resells for $900, $1,000. I dropped this like an idiot. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. And this is 2 of those. This is expensive.
Yeah.
This is $2,500.
Is that all for your streaming stuff, or do you do stuff outside of it?
No, I'm a loser YouTuber. I spent
You're a
bunch of money.
YouTuber.
No, because I always said, like, you're not a YouTuber until you spend a bunch of... Nah, bro. I was at Best Buy the day I dropped that thing. I was at Best Buy having a crisis. Like, I have to feed the weasel. I have to I have to make a video. I have to make a video. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, that's fair. Where are we? It's weird. They're all the same and still so different. Yes, everything is. Oh, Waternay ended up with a GoPro for some shots, so I didn't have to deal with the focus issues. That's one way. Or you could just put your camera in automatic focus instead of manual, or manual, whichever. Let's see here, Allie. I would get a newer camera, but the tech has improved so much to make me out of the loop in the use of it. Well, there's a YouTube video for that. 4K rendering and color correct would be just so much to learn. It is a lot. That's why I'm gonna get another. Actually, I want a used Canon C100 Mark II. But I should probably get the Canon 200 because the C100 is as old as my original Rebel SL1.
Gilroy, I was
Razor
joking.
everything.
Oh, sorry, Skits. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said I have Razor. I just have Razor everything except for microphone.
I was jonesing to make videos, and if I ever get that time machine, I will go back to the time and slap myself. I mean, full like, gah! It's never that serious. Like you think it is at the time, you have anxiety, like, oh my gosh, but it's not that serious. It's not.
What are you using now?
I use this. This thing's a workhorse. I've been using this for years. You know what's so funny? Like it feels like all this time has elapsed, but it's only been like 3 years. So I've been using this for like a year and a half, maybe.
It's not too bad.
But like I've got my money out of it. I've taken this thing. This is more durable than my other one, and that's another thing. That Sony was super sensitive.
Yeah, well, now that I've jumped ship from Lenovo, I'm kind of like weirdly brand loyal to my tech. And I just hate Apple, so that there's some clear like lines in the sand that are hard.
Fair.
There's moats and staffs and javelins that you shall not cross.
I'm contractually obligated to say that I love Apple. Apple is a great place to live. Apple, we're happy, shiny people. Save me.
Come to the dark side.
I have Apple
SOS.
I'm not kidding you. When this conversation is over, everything we talked about in the stream, they will be trying to sell me on my phone.
You're right. You're going to get PC ads up the wazoo.
Oh, okay. So I was sitting there with my friend, and I leaned forward, and I squished my man bits, right? And not 30 seconds later, I get a fucking ad on my phone. These pants will help you not squish your nuts. And I'm like, wow, that's on the fucking nose.
Right. Oh, right, because they've got those new ones that have the 3 pockets for all every bit and bob has its own container now.
What?
Yes, it's the ones that Michael
Google.
Michael Malice like models his because he's not well, The White Pill is a really good book and he's kind of easy on the eyes.
I agree, Waternay. And in a weird way, cameras are a scam because I inherited all of my father's Nikon D4s. There's no difference between a D4 and a D10 or whatever they make now. There's no difference.
Right.
I take a picture, I put it on the computer, I don't see a difference.
Yeah, so maybe I will just get the C11 or the C100, but I like being able to take still photos. I don't know what I'm going to get. I need to wait. Oh, no, it's Sunday. Nope, they're closed. I like B&H Photo from New York City, a great locally New York Jewish company that on the high holy days and on Shabbos, you can't order anything. Their order is like, nope, we're too religious to take your money today.
And Skits, if you're wondering, I broke my own rule. I got this at a thrift store. I'm gonna put it in my next video. This is Sons of Anarchy, and I broke my own rule.
Killer, are we complaining about
Nice.
cargo pants coming back? If you need that many pockets, you just need a bag. I agree. How much of it is targeted ads and how much is it you notice because it happened, like when you get a car and suddenly you see that car everywhere? That's a good question. But no, I think the ads really are. Your tech does listen weirdly.
I'm down. I need a purse. I do. I carry so much crap with me, but I carry a backpack. But the sad thing is now in LA, if you carry a backpack, they think you're homeless.
Right, so you need a man purse.
My dad used to have a Merce, but he had a 45 in it.
He's like, I don't want this that close to my balls, but I need it for safety.
But I grew up in one of the like it trips me out. I think that was the whole military nom. Like he had PTSD from the war. He just had to feel safe. Like he's the one that taught me to have closed circuit cameras instead of these stupid Arlos. Like have real security cameras. Like
Yep.
it was just an insecurity. But he would always have a man purse.
There's nothing wrong with carrying a bag.
He was secure though. He was secure with his manhood. Like a lot of people aren't.
Right. Well, and ladies, I mean, ladies, you have a backpack, you carry a purse, and then you get stuck with a diaper bag, and we're just used to it.
But in like France, it's not a trip to see a man carrying a purse.
No,
Yes,
and
a
they're
satchel or
beautiful.
something.
Yes, a crossbody or a saddlebag or whatever fancy name you're going to give
I
it.
got in an argument with somebody. I think crossbodies are purses.
They are. Let's see here. We've gone to the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. Now I'm getting more stuff to look up. I've taken so many pictures on this stream of things I need to learn.
Let me give a funny face.
Too late. I already took the screenshot. You should make yourself a bag. Those sling bags are very popular with the guys. I wish that there was a bag subscription that had all the stuff with all the parts, because I saw one that was a monthly thing, but they just sent you random parts. I want the instructions and everything to make the bag. I might be suckered into that.
I was thinking about that because I'm gonna go downtown and get the fake Louis Vuitton or the fake Fendi, and I'm gonna make a bag. I'll make a
Fenty, not Fendi.
You know I can't speak English.
I know, and I have this odd, annoying quirk of and you said it wrong, and I need to fix you. It's a compulsive I can't help myself.
Grammar Nazi.
Gilroy, I agree
No,
with you.
that's a word. If you're not going to use it appropriately, when your family is Jewish from Poland, there's certain words that I don't like being overused. And
Gilroy, I agree with you. Like
I'm looking at you, Skits.
Real security cameras do work because like even when my neighbors have their Arlos in that creeper mode where it's on but the light isn't on, it still shows on my camera because my camera picks up.
Oh, because you got the IR light.
Yeah, I have the real.
Okay.
I have the real because my camera has day mode, afternoon mode, night vision, where anything that I can see cat's eyeballs.
That's how you know when Odin is by. You're like, I know those eyeballs.
One eyeball.
Odin hangs out on my non-operable truck, and she's gonna cry when I get rid of that thing. When I finally get rid of that stupid truck.
But this is my truck. You can
She uses it like to she jumps down from the roof onto the truck, onto the concrete.
Right,
Cats
this
are
is stepping
crazy.
pad. This is how I get in from the trees.
But don't worry, I'll have an even bigger truck to park there. I'll just park the white one there. It's huge.
Right. You might need to get take out the trunk step so she can walk down instead of having to jump that far off the back.
And that is another true thing that Kilroy said. Ring and Arlo sell your footage. Like I have no rights to my front door footage.
Yeah, no, that's weird. They can't just. We have a Fourth Amendment. No illegal search and seizure. No, that's not yours. You can't seize what's without a warrant. Show me the paper. Show me the papers.
On the Arlo
government versus.
I recently got my mom a ring, and she just found out Ring has a community, and the Ring is telling you this person's catalytic converter got stolen. And you know what? It's not the person making the post, it's Ring making the
Yeah,
post.
no, that's
I was
weird.
like, the whole time I thought it was my neighbors. It's the company all up in everyone's business around here.
Yeah, no, that's a line too far in my sand.
That means they have the footage of me and my cousin getting into it a couple years ago.
Probably. Let's see here, Waternade. They look like a big shotgun cartridge strap thing with a sort of where's my reading spectacles? Sort of a bum bag mini backpack thing across the chest.
I like those, but I like when I go to the swap meet, I carry what is called a carreta in Spanish. I carry a cart with me because I know eventually I might buy something heavy. I'm not
You're
gonna
gonna
walk
come home
around.
with a sewing machine.
Yeah, it's basically a folded dolly. It's like
Oh, like an old fashioned like granny shopping wheelie thing with the like a cage where you put your bag and your groceries
without
in
the
it.
cage. Without the
Okay.
cage. The funny thing is, in LA, they're called carretas because all the old ladies are pushing them into the laundromat on the street. Like you see them, armies of old ladies doing
Yep.
laundry in LA. Oh, I miss living in the heart of Los Angeles.
Yeah, the nostalgic version, not the new version.
But again, I lived there 22 years ago, and I lived on Hoover Street in one of the most gangster parts of LA. They were so nice to me.
Well, because you fit in.
They were so nice to me.
I agree. What they don't get my foot. That's what There's some things. Well, actually, the outside of my house has no electrical outlets, so there's some things I literally can't do, which is not a problem for me. I think Dallas Designing Dreams have many good bag plans and such. Springfield Leather has good content on YouTube. Yet another picture because
There's
I feel
so
weird
many bags.
rewatching my own streams, but I'll review my screenshots of the chat from my streams.
I watch like seems legit. There's so many bags where I'm like, I could make that. I could make that. I like
Right, you just measure it out, tape it, and just do it.
That's what I did with my side pockets. I challenged myself because I was trying to copy a trench coat that I bought for $10 at the Goodwill that makes me look like it's either like you're in like 1980s Navy or you're like a 1960s spy. Like I love that trench coat.
So funny. Butter Day, you got a grandma cart for doing your grocery shopping, and people stop me and ask where I got it.
Damn right. Damn right. Those caretas come in handy.
Seriously.
Do you
And
know
then
what's
you
so
don't have to
funny?
touch somebody else's yucky cart. You just put it in your bag in your cart. And you know there's no weird touchy or like baby poop or whatever.
That's my mother. She has become Howie Mandel. I don't blame her. She had cancer. She had cancer, but like she when she goes shopping, she wears mask and gloves still. Because
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
I'll walk around with anybody. I don't care.
Yeah, no. When I flew in October, I really wished I'd gotten like a gas mask and like rhinestoned it up just to be like, if I'm gonna have to wear a mask, I'm gonna be OTT and make everybody uncomfortable in my mask.
That's like I have a couple masks that people get out of the way when I wear them.
Dallas Design Dreams has a really cool goalie pad bag design. Reuse the goalie pads. Interesting.
I was like thinking when I read that, I'm like, where are my pads? Are they around here? I'm all about reusing, refurbishing. I don't think I'm gonna ever get back into a hockey league unless it's on ice.
Right, yeah.
So all my
Let's see
roller
here.
pads don't work.
Killray, I carry around a huge Aldi tote in my purse. I guess that's my equivalent. I've gotten 50 pounds of books in that thing before. Holy crow, that is a well-made bag because
Holy cow!
Aldi's got it for the tote bag department. That's for the win. All right, where's another piece to lay on this? One of these days I'm going to need to lay out all the pieces and cut out some nice squares for this house coat and start the quilting portion.
These
We're not there yet.
are midlife crisis old man indoor hockey pads for your leg. These are old man. I'm having a midlife crisis.
Yes, they're plastic greaves.
But they're they're indestructible. Those are well made.
Until you land on them one too many times and they crack in the middle. Sorry, Skits.
I went downhill one time. My brother is really into bike riding. He literally moved to Montana so he can compete in those weird contests you see on ESPN where they put spikes in their tires. I got him a pair and he wears them when he goes flying down the mountain. It's really funny. It's really funny to see an almost 50-year-old man. Oh, yeah, because he's 7 years older than me. Yeah, an almost 50-year-old man. I just did the math really quick in my head.
We didn't see any smoke coming out of your ears, so you did.
It's not that time of day yet.
That'll be after the stream. We're like, oh shit, I won too many, and now I can't handle it.
Do you know why I seem more burnt out than it's because I get up at 4:30 in the morning and then I smoke pot all day, so I'm already in the zone, and I don't sleep at night. So, like, these are my days off, and then I come back to Earth, and then I have to go back to work.
I agree. Better something that's silly looking than busted up kneecaps. Because surgery's expensive.
We have a saying here. When someone's acting crazy, we're like, man, that guy must have health insurance.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, no one's trying to get in a fist fight because we're not, like, reconstructed face is expensive.
Right, because cosmetic surgery isn't usually covered. It's got to be medically necessary. And
especially nowadays with all these low protein people, like, you can easily get your nose broken. Easily.
They're just going to shatter a hip because they probably also have osteoporosis or osteopenia, one fall in there, a hip down for months on end.
Do you know why it's
I'm looking at you, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I am living the college kid life. That's why I put in that chat. One of the reasons I didn't buy that sewing machine was because Isaiah was there, so I was under adult supervision.
That's true, and it's still $100.
And you got your Chinese food.
It was so good. It was so good.
What did we order from Chinese?
He got teriyaki chicken. I'm a homer, so I got rice and orange chicken because everything else wasn't readily identifiable. And it was actual real Chinese food, but they do a favor for picky weird Americans like me, and they make Panda Express like wannabe, like, but they make it better than Panda Express. But you don't want to tell them it's better.
They might going to up the prices.
I've taught my son, like, I take him, like, he's like, man, we go to some like sketchy neighborhoods, but they have the best food. I'm like, do you see the 2 and 2 how they go together? Like,
I know. I'm sad that my human and my snack dealer, I'm not going to have any fun snacks for a while because there was some. My human's more important than nice snacks.
If you give me a list, I'm sure we probably have grocery stores down here that sell that stuff.
I'm sure because it's a huge import-export family. So, but my prawn crisps, oh damn it, the spicy crab crackers.
I agree with you.
Panda Express.
I in the mall era, I worked at this place called Robinson's May. Back in the day, and in the food court they had a Panda Express, and I became obsessed with it. But that was like literally high school, like 27 years ago.
Don't remind us how old we are.
Exactly.
20 years ago was 1960. Damn it, prove me wrong.
Yeah. No, I started counting. And I'm like, holy! When I got in a car accident, I took a picture of my dad, and he was like, I don't. He had a sunken in jaw. He was in his 70s. He's like, I don't. He's like, I look old, but I don't feel old. I feel that now. Like I'm like, that was 25 years ago. I'm like, I don't feel old. I don't like. I'm gray, but I still feel the same.
That's what hair dye's for.
I like the gray. I like it.
To each their own. I know the hole in the wall places are the best.
They
Do
are.
they have them at Cost Plus World Market? Since I've lived in Seattle, I haven't been to a World Market because there isn't one in my neighborhood.
They got rid of all the ones around here.
Yeah, no, I just knew a guy who was from India who would have real Indian like lays and weird
Oh,
nice things that from India, but
I
I have
guarantee
to
you.
there are some things that really some relationships are more important than McFatty foods, and I don't need to be a McFatty.
We probably have a grocery store. We have a grocery store that is all food from Guatemala. We have one that's all Mexican food. Vallarta is the greatest place on earth. We have a Filipino grocery store. And this is just in my town.
I know I miss being in Seattle at the Korean markets, the Asian markets, just to go to the public market and get there's things I miss.
When I used to travel, Thai people would ask me, they're like, how do you know about because I order off menu stuff. They're like, how do you know about this? And I'd literally say, I'm from LA. They're like, okay, we get it.
Right. I don't know, but I'm still afraid to eat chicken feet.
I'll tell you.
Kind of gelatinous. Bony.
Yeah, I don't like that texture. And if they've got nails on them, then I'm like super hard no. I'd sooner give me a fisheye than a chicken foot.
I
Not
eat
that
all
there's
of
any
it.
real grossness difference.
My parents started me off early eating gross stuff, so I'm not squeamish when it comes to stuff like that.
But I guess that's weird though too, because I'll eat chicken liver pate and gefilte fish, which in some worlds are like super weird, gross foods.
I was about to say I eat that. My in 19 who knows let's see he was born I think it was 1939, so 1940s 1950s Georgia. My dad worked for a Jewish man named Earl Durden who owned a restaurant. For the rest of my father's life, he was obsessed with lox and bagels and
Yes.
gefilte fish. I eat that stuff because of my father, because of this man, raised my pops, And it wasn't my mom who grew up. My mom speaks Yiddish.
Yeah.
But,
Boy.
Let's see here. Did you work there when it was Robinson Bros and a separate store May company? Don't know. Closest ethnic store to me is a Russian Ukrainian store an hour away. That is sad, but they probably have the best pickled mushrooms on the face of the earth.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Robinson Bros, don't know. No chicken feet here either. Even pickled. Yeah, I'm a hard pass on the chicken feet.
It was Robinson's May when I worked there. I've told the story. My ex-wife and I used to try to one-up each other.
Yes, with the chicken eye.
Yeah, we
Fish
were
eye.
with the duck head.
Oh, right. I got it wrong again.
We just weren't squeamish. And I think because my pops was in the Navy and my mom's Mexican, I grew up eating odd stuff. I like oxtail. People think it's gross. I'm obsessed with this stuff.
No, that sounds good. One of my treasures from my acquisition yesterday, a tomato with the needle with the sharpener at the end. I've been pining one since I was a little kid. When I used to have one, no, I didn't, but now I do again.
Oh, if you lived
Last year I was on, you mentioned you wanted one.
I know. It's so cute. The tomato with
in...
strawberry attachment. I got my little dingling strawberry. That just sounds weird. But
I have so many of those. I had to put it in the.
You got to put them in the
emoji
container.
No, this is
a shit ton of lighters.
This is a
lot of shit.
I'm prepared. if there's one thing sewing is like prepared. I only play dumb on the internet. I'm ready for everything.
Nice.
But I'm obsessed with those tomatoes. I have them everywhere.
I'm so glad to have one again. And oh,
This
knowing this one, it's
is a
probably
tortured
from the
one.
50s.
I remember growing up and my grandma having those and always wondering, why is it a tomato?
I don't know, but it's a classic. It's just a thing
Right?
that you just become indoctrinated. You might have to go to Joann's or the Goodwill and find your own tomato because that's part of being in the cult is having a tomato. Ooh, that's a cute one.
Oh,
I
that looks
found
fancy.
this at my grandmother's house, and if there weren't needles stuck in it, I would not have known. It's a tomato, but I would not have known what it was. But I think she made it because it has a mason. It's a mason jar lid.
Oh, with lace. Oh,
Oh,
that's so cute.
Oh yeah, she made this.
that's nice.
I will keep like all the stuff. I have all the pillows my grandma made, like all the stuff she made. I still have all of it. There was a pillow that was coming apart. I put it in my sewing machine. I was like, "Oh no, you are not going to die on me. I'm just going to fix you."
I know.
Don't
I'm
give it
gonna
a
have to
CPR.
hint, though. I've got
Stop it.
a pillow that was my grandma's that's got a flamenco dancer with her guitarist and a silk backing, but the silk is falling apart. Yes, she does look like this with her fancy dress on. We have a treadle and we have had treadle and hand crank machines. We won't be naked. No, we won't. I will.
Yeah,
That
right.
is true. I don't have a treadle. I thought I was getting a treadle yesterday, but I have a knee press instead. But I do have my hand crank. No naked around here unless I choose to be naked, and that is not this stream. That's my locals and OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
I need to check out locals. I'm not as much the horn dog as I used to be in my old age.
Locals is not OnlyFans. Locals is Rumble's equivalent of Patreon.
Oh, I watched a few people on Rumble. They're like, "Oh, check out my locals," and I'm like, "Another site! Get out of here!" Out.
No, it's owned by
Out.
the same. Rumble owns both of the platforms, so they're free speech all the time, even if we don't like the speech because the dirty stuff needs to be aired in public. But that's
Thank you, Waternay. That my grandma made a ton of stuff, and she had money, and she DIY'd everything, but she was Depression era.
that's so funny. Oh, Killer Ray, I don't use a tomato. I literally use a foam block that was used as packaging for my computer case. Whatever works.
Yeah, I'm right.
No shame around here for sewing parts.
I used an X-Acto knife for everything until I got shamed on stream by someone that shall remain nameless. They hate me, and I laugh at them now. But for not using a seam ripper. But I used to use an X-Acto knife for everything.
Use whatever you want. Just get home to shove it. Do you want to see the sharp end of my X-Acto knife? Oh, I'm getting feisty at the end of stream today.
You know what it is? I think my I'm intimidating when you say, "Oh, I sew," and then I click on and you see all this. I'm like a Tijuana shopkeeper. I'm like, "Aha, you sew, kid, huh?"
Oh, I don't have a fancy. Oh, I wish I had a K-bar or something cool to pull out. All I've got is an actual seam ripper.
You call that a knife?
No, this is not a knife. This is my fake K-bar.
I've seen you played knifey spoony before.
That was perfect. That was perfect. I technically have a treadle machine.
Try to drag the treadle machine down the stairs. Seriously, I know. We almost fell going down the stairs with the electric machine.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because it was like on the second story, and of course I bought myself on super discount like new wide. They've got a huge base for these shoes with steel toes and fancy for like $12, and I was like, of course I'm gonna wear my new fancy work shoes to go pick up a sewing machine. I'm like, I don't know how big my feet are on these stairs because they're wider than I am expecting them to be.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was really funny. Let's see here. Kilroy. I technically have a treadle machine. The machine is in a state though, and the table is trash. Well, we can fix that.
Scratch the table, keep the machine.
Right. Put a hand crank on
My
it,
bad
and who
advice.
needs a treadle? I went to a professional alterations place, and they had a small box cutter for opening seams. Haha, Allie.
You see?
Well, yup. One machine I have a foam block to. I use a seam ripper, knife, razor blade, and X-Acto blade. Right. So whatever tool does the job is the right tool. Whatever's the closest to hand, you just cut with it. Right?
I'm an Orthodox, and it scares people, but my ship flies too. It flies.
Right.
My ship flies.
Are
I'm a
there
bit crazy. I'm the mad sewist. That name was taken. That's why there was a few names like man sewing. I was gonna I thought man sewing was ingenious. I typed it in. Somebody that has that name. There's all the mad sewist. I was like, oh, that's ingenious. Someone already has that name. So I tried before Godless Sewing came out.
Right. The other iterations just were already taken. How did we get to 3 hours and 50 minutes? Oh my God, what a great stream.
Absolutely.
We learned so much on accident. Thank you, everybody.
I found so much stuff. Just like preparing for this stream, I like, oh, I found that. Oh, I've been missing this for like 6 months. Oh,
Brilliant. Just what I'd hoped it would be. We accidentally learned stuff. We did some collections management. I learned I
Nice.
do have a piece to make my quilting footwork when I get to the quilting of my house coat. I just have to figure out how to attach it, but I'll look in the manual.
Nice.
Oh, keep all the iron. That's what I do. Keep all the metal.
Yeah, right.
And what's that deal about pre-World War II? I'm not trying to go off all night, but there's
Yeah,
like
we don't have all night. I only got 4 hours.
there's something about
Oh yeah,
Godless Sewing at the Godless Sewing.
like the pre-atomic materials.
Right.
I'll go off about it tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure that's something. I think that was something that Commander was talking about, the metal different. That was one of your old streams that she was on. They were on.
Same with some of the old wines and things like that. Like they can test to see if an old wine is counterfeit or not by seeing if it has the trace from like the uranium and things like that.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Okay, so don't drink wines made before Chernobyl.
After.
Or after Chernobyl.
Yeah, because that's what all the
Yeah, right. Yes. Damn it. I got it wrong
Alright.
again.
I guess we should lay this one to bed. Radioactive
free steel pre-1950. Allie, you know everything.
I knew you
I'm
would
sure there's
know.
stuff you don't know, but
I knew you'd know.
all right. Do we have any last shillings that need to be shilled?
Scarce everything.
Just thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's always fun.
I have a new blooper video out. I started a Penelope Keith channel. Go check it out. It's Brother Neckbeard. I have a video coming out really soon. I'm working on it right now.
I am Phoenix Electra. I'm on all the socials as Phoenix Electra. And don't wait till tomorrow when you can be fabulous today. And don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. All right. Have a great night. You're all amazing. You're great. Bye.
See you tomorrow. Rock out.